Welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble Game Master Tom, and this is Episode 2, Farm of Irony. Thanks for coming along on our adventures. Always glad to have you here. This season, we're proud to be sponsored by the Fantasy Grounds virtual tabletop software, which we'll be using to track our battles during the season. In our last adventure, the heroes learned about trouble at the Bottom Hill Farms. One of the farmers, Old Man Wheeler, had run into a weird gnome threatening the little community. The farmer beat the gnome and took a strange ring from him. This magical ring had the ability to control a terrible burrowing monster that accidentally slew his neighbors. The heroes pushed all the farmers to leave the area just as strange laughter could be heard down the hill. The crazed gnome was back, and this time, he wasn't alone. What does this odd gnome want? Where is the burrowing beast now? And why is this little farming community the focus of so much destruction? The adventure begins. Inside a farm on a grass-covered hill, Jix the goblin twitches his ears. The heroes have just gotten a farmer and his wife to leave the area as danger is close at hand. Inside the farmer's kitchen, Jix motions for everyone to stop crunching on the broken plates and glass scattered across the floor. Killian the cleric takes a ring believed to control some terrible monster and tucks it into his pocket. Jix's ears twitch again. It's the sound of laughter.
Hey guys, I hear something. Someone's laughing over there.
Idrisil the ranger points out the window down the grassy hill.
It's that gnome who's been terrorizing these farms. Isn't that where he ran off to?
The entire group walks out the back of the farm to see a figure running up the hill in the distance. A gnome dressed in a red and purple robe laughs while a small bulbous creature flitters on short wings beside him. Ha ha ha! You've just a moment or two before everything comes crashing down. Killian the cleric speaks softly to the rest of the group.
Let us keep our calm, friends, and resolve the situation without violence.
Xander the sorcerer holds up his hands in an open gesture and calls out to the stranger coming up the hill in a traditional gnome greeting.
Peep-a-dye, friend gnome! We're here to help. We've come from Edland Home to see how we can assist.
You've got one chance! Hand over my ring or you'll all be dead, stupids! Ignal the dwarf draws his greatsword from off his back and twists his strong fingers around the grip of his weapon.
That's definitely the gnome. Weapons out, boys. Time to put this wee one in his place.
Hold, friends. There's been enough bloodshed because of this gnome. Let us not be so quick to add to it.
The ground shakes. A small tremor at first grows more and more intense. Jix almost topples to the ground but steadies himself.
Oh, that's not normal, guys. We've got something coming, and it isn't friendly.
Remember the tunnel buried into the basement behind us?
The ground shakes violently.
And the farm down the way that was torn apart?
It may very well be an illusion or some other simple spell. There's 5 of us and one strange gnome. No reason to get excited.
Killian secretly holds the mysterious ring tightly in his hand once more, closes his eyes, and whispers softly so the others can't hear.
Creature, stop moving. Creature, stop moving.
The ring, you fools, or your lives! The ground rumbles, earth begins to move. Xander's hands glow blue with powerful magic, and he narrows his eyes at the gnome down the hill. In response, the crazed gnome forms his own ball of green magic and glares back. A section of earth snakes up the hill like some creature racing closer, just beneath the surface.
Creature, stop moving.
Ha ha ha! You're too late, stupids! The gnome whispers something to the small creature with little wings flying next to him. The weird little monster flitters over the rumbling earth with its little jaws snapping in the air.
I've got that one!
The ground around the group of adventurers shakes and rises slightly before dropping uneven earth around them.
Creature, stop moving. Creature, stop moving.
Idrisil leaps back from the trembling earth. Jix pulls a bomb out of his pouch. Iggy holds his sword over his head, ready to strike. The ground collapses into a deep hole before them all. Dust rises, the trembling stops, and all is silent.
Creature, stop moving.
A deep hiss comes from within the hole in the ground.
All right, so much for this ring. Everyone attack!
Killian opens his eyes and casts holy magic on the dwarf's greatsword. The ground erupts. Chunks of dirt tumble through the air. The hissing sound rises from beneath the dust, and a creature crawls out from the ground. It is a thick worm the size of a horse with huge, sharp mandibles. Acid drips from its mouth each time it hisses. Xander loses his footing and starts to slide down into the hole the monster came out of. Arrow, bomb, sword, and acid come clashing together. The battle is on, my friends. So let us roll initiative. Is this our first official initiative of the season?
No, we had the band of raiders.
That did not start as an initiative.
That was not an
That was
initiative.
a surprise attack that we just turned into.
Yeah.
I think this is the first rolls.
This is the first official. Here we go. Good luck. Here we go. Up first is Idrisil.
Idrisil has hunted prey on the flying creature next to the gnome. He's going to take his 2 shots. That's a natural 1.
Right off the first shot. All right. You fire your shot. It hits the ground maybe 8 feet away from you, and you get out your arrow and you drop your second arrow and lose that shot.
Okay.
What's your next action?
Next action is just going to be a clumsy. Sorry about that. I can do this. Takes the second shot.
All right, this is your second shot
This will be
penalty.
the second.
Pees himself a little bit.
Ooh, that'll be a 14.
14 total to hit. Your second shot, however, goes flying across the air and also misses the creature.
Okay.
Your last action?
Yep. Last action, we're just going to take one final shot.
This is hard to do.
what I
Multiple
can.
shots are hard.
Multiple shots are hard. 5. Horrible shots.
All right, with a bold first action of just
Horrible.
blindly firing arrows in the general vicinity of west, Idrisil's turn is over.
Suppressing fire!
And next up is Vargalos the gnome, or as he likes to call him, Vargalos the gnome master.
How far is Vargalos away from Jix?
Vargalos is about 70 feet away from Jix. And he scurries to within about 45 feet with his first action. And then he throws this green magic blob at you, Jix. And it comes sailing and tumbling through the air.
Okay,
Yes?
Jix wants to throw his bomb at the thrown blob.
Okay. You can throw your bomb, but your reaction has to come out after his action is done, though. That's the catch.
Okay.
So yours has to come after. He gets to finish his turn, and then you get to go.
Okay.
He throws his blob, it goes tumbling through the air, and it strikes at you with a 28 to hit.
Yeah,
Is that a critical hit? 10 over?
Yeah.
And Jix is hit for not too bad, 6 points of acid damage, and that's a critical 6 points of acid damage. It splatters against you. You hold out your hand, the acid burns your hand and splatters against your shoulder, and then he tosses as soon as you look up and you wipe all this mild acid off of your face area, you see another one coming your way, and this is a 14 to hit.
No.
Okay, you sidestep that one. It splatters on the ground and burns, and he is done. Jix, you get your reaction. You were waiting for him to make an offensive action. Vargalos just did. What do you want to do?
I was,
You were going to throw. You were ready to throw.
I was.
45 feet away?
45 feet
So
away.
that's -4 to hit right now.
Okay.
That's the only
To go
action
that
you
distance.
can take.
That's fine. So -4.
All
Is
right.
that like your modifier, like plus your modifier and then -4?
Yep.
Okay.
-4 is 8.
A total of 8. You throw the bomb, but the acid burning you has thrown you completely off. Your bomb explodes harmlessly on the ground. That was a firebomb, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is Killian's turn. That was just your reaction. You still get a whole turn to go.
Am I able to reach Idrisil in a single move action?
Yes.
All right, I will move to where Idrisil is.
You run past Iggy around the hole, not too far away from the creature itself, this giant worm. It snaps at you, but you make your way towards, and you're next to Idrisil. Killian, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I will move to the north, a bit behind Jix.
Okay.
I will cast Divine Lamp
Divine Lance. This is an offensive cleric spell.
on the creature, the worm thing.
All right.
Killian holds out his hand. White beam, a blinding radiant white beam shoots out, and a 20 to hit.
20
total.
to hit. Hits the creature, and you blast it with damage. What type and how much damage?
It is radiant damage. Is that a thing?
No.
Good damage?
It could be good damage, yes.
Good
Super
damage?
good damage. The best damage.
So this is good damage that will affect evil beings.
Right.
Gotcha. How much damage is it?
It will be a total of 6 points of damage.
6 points of good damage. Bright light shatters against this creature. It gives out this hissing, and it does not take any damage at all from that attack.
So it's not evil.
Yes, that is correct.
Bastard creature.
Your turn is done. Iggy, Ignol Heavybringer, what are you doing? You're about maybe 8 feet away from the
Yep.
face of this creature.
I'm gonna beat my chest with my free hand. Go into rage mode.
All right.
Like, "Rawr!" And I'm gonna run right at that creature and swing.
All right, you're at the edge of the little pit it's created. You're fine where you're at. You can reach it with your big old sword.
For a total of 15.
15. Your first swing misses. You have another action?
Yeah, I'm gonna get after it again.
All right, this is your last action.
For yeah, so another miss.
All right, swing. Iggy's trying. He cannot connect with this large beast. Jix, you have stopped smoldering. What would you like to do?
That shit stings. I'm going to run up within 30 feet
Within 30 feet.
of, what was his name? Vargus? What?
Vargalos.
Vargalos.
Easy with the Vagisil.
That's your name. I'm going to run up within 30 feet of Vargalos and going to pull out another bomb, and then I'm going to throw the bomb.
All right, pulling it out's an action. Throwing it's another act. You throw. Now there's this weird homunculus little flittery creature that's maybe 15 feet away. Do you want to throw it at that thing, or do you want to throw it at Vargalos, who's just behind it?
No, Vargalos.
All right.
I'm not going to miss this time. And I miss.
You do an underhand softball pitch that goes nowhere.
I turn around backwards and do the, like, between the legs.
Okay. That one is totally wrong. So you moved, you drew, you threw. Jix is done. You guys are incredibly effective so far this battle. And Xander gets to go.
Finally.
And Xander, you have fallen maybe 5 feet down into this pit. It goes down even further, but the creature's last segment of the creature hasn't kind of come out, and your feet are touching it, the base of this creature. You're almost like riding this creature, if you will, and it's sticking out of the ground.
Okay. All right.
And one more thing, Xander, for the pressure. You're the last one to go before the homunculus and the giant worm itself goes and wrecks the whole party. So save the day.
Just saying.
Kill it now.
Not a problem. I am right on it, so it would make the most sense for me to. I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
So Xander's going to take. He's going to glow in a completely different fashion. He's going to be a bright orange with like a red outer rim around him. Put as much flame as possible in my hands, and I'm going to cast it out. He does have a reflex save. For it.
If you, he totally does. And I will give him a penalty because he's kind of definitely has his back to you. The catch is Ignol the dwarf would be caught in this.
In that case, so have the hands ready to go. I see Ignol coming instead, and I will drop one hand. I will go to the other one instead, and I will do an elemental toss of just as much green as possible to push the dirt back into its face. So I want to take a rock and stick it in whatever it looks like an eye.
Any kind of orifice on the beast you
whatever
can
I can do to just toss it with something real fast.
All right, go for it.
Let me. That is a natural 20.
So you're tossing an orifice with the natural 20.
I am tossing everything I can possibly hit him with.
All right, that's double damage. Everything doubled.
32. That is a 13 plus 1. That is a 14.
14 points of damage is a big hit on the creature. Now, Elemental Toss is only one action. It's one of your fastest spells. You still have 2 actions remaining.
I will seeing the success of that one, I'm going to come back around and I'm going to... Yeah. I'm thinking I might make it afraid. I don't know. It has some pretty good saves. It wasn't responding to the ring. I'm going to cast Fear.
You're going to cast Fear.
Yeah.
All right. What does that look like from Xander's perspective? What are you doing when you cast Fear?
I'm touching it, so this makes it a lot easier for me. But the entire process is I just smack him with the rock. So I'm going to pull everything in, and I'm going to completely cover myself in a black aura with like a blue rim on the outside, and I'm going to pull a bunch of emotions from the inside of me that makes me huge.
Okay.
It's the first time I've ever been big, and I'm going to picture myself being this giant menacing shadow creature, and I'm going to put that thought into the mind of anything I'm touching or pushing my aura at.
All right.
It's a will save against that.
The creature got hit. It turns around to face you. It sees this image, and it's making a willpower save to resist. It got a total of 12.
That is not 17. That is a fail.
Oh, it's a fail. So what happens on a fail for Fear?
Frightened at level 2.
Yeah, so he is 2 off of every single thing he rolls and 2 off of his armor class. You made it very susceptible to things. So great roll.
Thank you.
All right.
That was awesome.
You are done. It is the creature's turn. Frightened, it moves away and goes out of the hole, scuttling across the ground, looking back at this giant thing, and it scuttles straight towards Killian.
No.
And it takes one last look back at Jix and Idrisil back by the pit.
They're the ones that did damage to you? I did nothing.
And it's right next to you, Killian, but instead it turns back and it vomits forth a bunch of acid at the 2 of you,
Okay.
Xander and Iggy. Xander and Iggy are the 2 by the pit. It vomits at you guys. You guys need to make reflex saving throws. These are big ones.
That is a natural 20 again, so 25.
Wow.
I got a natural 11.
Okay. All right. Iggy, you enjoy some acid, totaling an amount of 12 points of acid damage.
Wow. I've enjoyed acid before.
In addition, you have a much more brutal... You have a much more brutal acid persistent damage. So at the end of your turn, you will take 1d6 persistent acid damage every single turn until you make a high roll. So you're in a bit of trouble.
I keep forgetting I'm the healer. How many points of damage did you take?
I have 17 left.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Xander, you got a critical success. You just duck your head back down into the hole that you're in. All the acid goes flying over you and doesn't hurt you a bit. Fantastic. The strange little homunculus thing. This is a weird, bulbousy, kind of chubby arm. It's like a really messed up cherub type thing from like maybe, what's his name? Tim Burton. Tim Burton Valentine's comes fluttering by, and it's making its way fast towards Jix, who's just a few feet away. It comes flying right up to you, and it juts out this big lower jaw, Jix, and it snaps at you with it. And it is a 16 to hit.
No.
It's a miss. It snaps, it bites it, and maybe gets a bit of your shoulder, but it's nothing but armor, and it can't pierce through. And it leaves this weird greenish saliva behind on your shoulder when it removes its jaw. And then for its last action, it immediately flitters across and over the hole towards Idrisil, the elf, feeling there's some sort of mark on it that it's going to deal with. And Idrisil, you're up. This is round 2.
I see it coming towards me.
It's right on you.
And it's still hunted prey, so I just take an arrow out.
And keep in mind, your longbow has a penalty if you're shooting within 30 feet. You're -2 to hit anything that close.
Okay, so +5. Okay. So I'm just going to take a shot at it.
Good luck.
First action, I'm going to raise my shield.
Your magic?
My cantrip shield.
Okay, so
I'm
it's
gonna
like a
raise that,
magical effect of a shield
I'm
to
going to
protect
raise
yourself.
that first. That's 5 points of protection.
Cool.
And then I'm going to draw and shoot at it.
This is your hunter shot double
This
hit?
is the hunted shot double hit. The natural one.
Oh my god.
Hero points. Hero
I'm going to
points.
use a hero
Hero
point.
point, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch dice. Going to use a hero point.
You've used one. You're going to re-roll that roll. Wow.
You're damn right. I'm going to do that's 2 natural ones. Can't do that. Okay. So it's +5, you said? So that'll be a 21.
21's a hit. That's much better.
Perfect. It's 3 points of damage.
3 points is a hit.
Yes. I'm going to take a second shot.
All right. Still a minus 2.
So it'll be +3. That's only a 7 on that one.
You hit the ground. Are you firing plunger arrows?
I don't know what's happening.
What's going on? You have a third action available to you.
Oh, I do have a third. Oh, I used my cantrip, right?
Cantrip, and then you did Hunter's Shot to fire twice.
Twice. Okay. Yep, we'll just do a third and final shot.
These are hot.
It's
This is
just
your
gonna
worst
be-
chance to hit.
You could take lessons from Farmer Wheeler and smack it with your bow.
I could. Ooh.
We could move away.
You know what? Yeah, let me tumble out of the way towards Iggy.
Okay, you tumble out of the way.
use
You
that my
roll
third
across the
action.
grass.
Yes.
You're a little bit
Oh, yeah.
farther away.
Bunch up against the acid spewing thing. That's good. Good plan, guys.
Vargalos goes. He strides confidently across the ground, sees his creature go scurrying away in fear, lifts his little head. He's a little gnome, lifts his head up and sees little dangly gnome fingers casting out of the pit of Xander. And Vargalos casts a spell at you, Xander. You poke your head up, you look back at Vargalos, and you see him in your mind growing in size, looking intimidating, looking very fearful. You need to make a willpower save or be fearful yourself.
Save is 14.
14, you have failed. You are frightened level 2, just like you did to his creature. You are -2 to everything you do, including your armor class. Turnabout is fair play. Killian, you are up. You are right next to this giant worm thing, and it slowly rotates its head right back towards you.
Am I wearing the ring? wearing
It's
it?
in your hand.
Pocket.
Hand or your pocket.
Okay, I'm gonna slip the ring on.
Okay. You do not hobbit into another dimension.
Do I see the giant eye of Sauron or
No.
anything? No. Oh, well, then that's sad. And then I will command the creature flee from me, and then kind of like motion. it.
Motion your head. Hey, over there. All right. You see no response from the creature.
Okay,
That's an action.
I'm going to, I guess, raise my shield, and
This is
then
your magic shield.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
That's the second action.
right, and then I guess I will attack it with my spear. Of all things.
Probably have to get your spear out.
Okay.
All right. Iggy, you're up.
I'm gonna move right behind it so I can opposite
Killian?
so I get the I didn't do that last time, but I get the +1 for
Flanking bonus.
Flanking.
It's
And
+2.
plus
+2.
1 for the
Yes.
magic weapon.
Oh, yeah. Your sword is brimming with cleric magic. That's right, cleric magic.
17.
17. You swing at the creature with a 17, and it is
Frightened.
right now. It's frightened level 1 because it finished one turn, and it misses. The attack misses.
Oh, not scary enough.
I'm gonna attack again
Okay.
with a it's 15.
15 is a miss. Iggy's on fire. Speaking of which, you're almost on fire. You must take
Yeah.
persistent damage. I will do a total of 2 points of acid damage. Continues to burn away. You need to just roll a flat 15 or higher, and you're totally fine.
How about a natural one?
Oh, no.
You take an additional 2 points of damage as you burn quite a bit. People, you can assist him, or you can assist yourself with a medicine roll to give yourself a bonus roll during a turn if you need to. Acid damage, persistent damage in particular, at low levels is brutal. Jix, you are up.
How far away is
Bargalos?
Yes.
20 feet.
20 feet? All right. Jix takes out another bomb.
Okay, what bomb is it?
Firebomb.
All right, you pull out another bomb. Your second action is to toss it.
Yeah.
You've missed every bomb.
Bang! Bang! And eat shit! Natural 20.
Okay. Needed that.
Yes.
What does that bomb do?
I don't know. 4, 5, 6. And then... Okay, so it's 6 points of fire damage.
All right.
And then the persistent comes next turn.
You do 1 persistent damage every single turn. You do 2. Oh, because you're expert at fire-related stuff. Nice. Splash damage does 1 point additional damage in addition.
7.
7. That's a nice chunky hit. The creature fire erupts, surrounds it all over. It continues to flutter forward like a fluttering Terminator at the end of the first Terminator movie.
Wait, wasn't it
No.
Vargalos that he attacked?
Vargalos.
God damn it, I'm all over the place! How much damage was that?
Get your shit together,
7.
Tom.
Oh my god.
7 points fire damage to Vargalos.
Yeah, that misses. No, just kidding, just kidding!
I still have 1 more turn.
You splash fire, you hit Vargalos. He gives out a horrific scream of "Blowy!" and he is burning mildly, and you have 1 last action left. Good hit.
You want another? And he pulls out another bomb.
No! Xander, you're up. You've got smoldering Vargalos off in the distance. Not too far away from you is another smoldering dwarf. There's still this crazy beast. There's this weird homunculus. There's just chaos everywhere, and you're just lounging around in a pit.
I am super scared. Very, very afraid. But I see the homunculus outside of the corner, and he looks very hittable. Because his back is currently turned to me as he was following Iggy. Or, sorry, not Iggy, but Idrisil, as I saw. So I am going to, scary as it is, I am going to grab a ball of fire. So my hands light up bright orange, big baseball-sized fireball, and I'm going to chuck it right at his back.
Got the homunculus. Good luck.
And I'm going to chuck it at him for 12.
12 to hit, misses. And you throw it up, and it comes up short. You barely see it go over the pit. It hits the edge and just gently rolls back down to you like a bad mini putt. Yeah, you have 1 action remaining, I believe.
I'm going to run up out of the pit.
Okay.
For better aim.
I just need you to make a athletics roll of 12 or higher, and you're totally fine.
I'm a gnome. How hard is that going to be? Athletics roll of 7.
Okay, you get
3. That's a 3.
the 3. You get all the way up, and just like your fireball, go rolling all the way back down. You are now frightened level 1. It is the creature's turn, the giant worm's turn. It is surrounded with priest on one side, dwarf on the other. It is still a little frightened, and it is going to bite at Iggy. And it grabs and bites, and it doesn't seem to be going for your flesh and seems to be chewing away at your armor itself.
Okay.
It's going to make an attack, and it is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That is a hit. You take 9 points of piercing damage and 1 point of acid, and none of that goes to you.
Oh my god.
All of that goes to your armor, and your armor has been half torn asunder. Your armor class is now -2 permanently. It then spins around with chunks of your armor dripping out of its mouth and goes to chomp on the head of the cleric
That's not cool.
with a second attack, and you've been attacked for a 21 to hit, Killian,
Yes, that will hit.
and hits you for 8 points of piercing and 2 points of acid. 10 total damage.
All right.
This monstrous beast dives into you, almost lifts Killian off the ground a little bit before dropping him. It is done, and it takes 2 points of persistent fire damage from Jix earlier and continues to burn.
Isn't that Vargalos that does that?
Say again?
Vargalos?
Yeah, Vargalos took the bomb.
Bitch. I'm just all over the place.
Making us look good. Thanks.
I know.
We'll keep you straight.
Persistent 1. Got it. and it loses its frightened condition. It is the homunculus's turn. It comes flying over, chasing after Idrisil, uses its first action to chase after you, and it bites with this weird lower jaw attack to hit you with a 14 to hit, Idrisil.
That's a miss.
Strikes again with a 7 to hit.
Miss.
Wow, this creature's almost as effective as you, Idrisil. It is done. And Idrisil the elf, you may go.
How close is the creature now?
It is on top of you.
Okay, I'm going to trying to decide. Let me see.
Trying to decide now?
Yeah, so I'm gonna put my bow away as one action. Take out my short sword
Okay.
as a second action, and take a crack at this thing.
Slicing away with third action. Go
Hack at
for it.
Drop the d20. That's fine. Go to another one. Ooh, that'll be a 25 to hit.
25 is a hit. You
Okay.
lightly wounded it already, or someone has.
Yeah, I think I nicked it on the first one. It's 4 damage.
4 damage. You slice into it. It gives this weird little squealing sound, but it continues to be snapping at the air, however.
I believe I have one action.
No, that's it.
Right?
You
Oh, that's right.
put away your bow,
Yep.
drew your sword, and
Yep.
attacked. Vargalos gets to go. He forms a green ball and tosses it at you, Jix, in this one-on-one combat with an 18 to hit.
That is my AC.
All right, that's a hit. He does a brutal 2 points of acid damage. Barely hits you. How much hit points do you have left?
7.
7. And he gets another one ready and throws it, but this time he bowls it down into the pit after Xander. And Xander, that is a 12 to hit.
Oh, that is a miss.
And then decides to throw a last one at Iggy all the way across, and that is an 8 to hit.
Oh,
Just
no.
throwing acid balls left and right and left and right, can't hit anything. He takes 1 point of fire damage, and he's going to try and burn it off. And
2 points of fire damage.
son of a. And Vargalos takes 2 points of persistent fire damage. He is going to roll to try and get rid of it, and he fails with a critical failure and takes the damage again.
Oh.
He is burning like crazy. No, why? Why would you do that?
How's it feel?
And it is Killian's turn. He is, smoldering bad.
Yeah, you guys need to stop taking damage. This is not. Shoot. Right, I guess Killian realizing self-preservation is probably key at this moment.
Screw them. I'm getting out of this one alive.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to.
What would Carahel do?
Well,
WWKD.
I'm going to heal myself.
That's what the noble Carahel would do.
Well, so that I can in the future.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure, very noble.
Carahel wants me to have this Learjet.
Oh man. Oh man.
Everyone pretty here, huh?
All right, you're healing yourself.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
I'm using the 2 action one to
Do a bigger heal.
Yeah. Which 6 plus 8, 14.
All right, and that's the raw 8 plus
Right.
whatever.
Yes.
Got it. That's a big heal.
Yeah.
That was 2 actions?
That's 2 actions, and as my third action, I will, I guess, cast Shield again.
Cast shield again. Is that a cantrip? You can just keep doing it, or is that
It is a cantrip, yeah.
Okay, got it. Iggy, the destroyer of air.
Frustrated, demoralized, his armor's literally melting off his body.
Nothing has gone right.
Is gonna raise his sword above his head and strike down on this guy.
I hope you,
Hopefully.
Seth, get a hit.
28.
28 is a hit. Did you get your flanking bonus of +2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it is
Frightened.
frightened.
And you got your +1 magic weapon bonus. Okay.
Just a hit.
Yeah.
Just a hit. Almost a critical.
Whoa, 16 points of damage.
16. This is huge, magically enhanced damage from the spell Killian cast on it. 16 to the giant creature. is a huge slice down the back. The armor chunks start to separate a little bit. You can see weird little intestinal type things, and goo starts burbling out the back. It is a brutal blow. You have 2 more actions left.
Yeah, I'm gonna strike again.
All right. Each strike is harder than the last.
Nope, that's a miss.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
Try and cast magic shield that you don't have.
Yes. I'm gonna raise an eyebrow and give him an intimidating glare.
Okay.
Take that, worm.
Yeah, and attempt to intimidate him with the 18.
18 versus its willpower
Yes.
is a success. It is intimidated. What does that mean?
He's frightened.
All right. He continues to be frightened. Got it. Bum, bum, bum. Jix, you are up.
All right, Jix already has 1 more bomb in his hand.
Which bomb is this?
Fire.
Another alchemist fire.
Again.
Not another one!
You want another? I'm gonna send you another. And he tosses it. Oh, I totally didn't see what happened to that one.
Bedroll.
Yep. 23
23. Smash. No! You hit him again.
for 2, 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage plus 1 more for splash.
Yes, 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. You light him up again. He can't have more fire persisting, but he does have the fire persist still. So great. You light him up again. Nice.
So that's
1 action.
1 action.
You still have 2 left.
He sees the bomb make contact and explode, and he just kind of grins. And you see him reach back behind his left ear and pull out like some hair that he had copped from a horse or something, or a couple days ago. No, actually, the morning prior to this happening. And he pulls out another potion and then puts the hair into the potion, stuffs it down in there, and shakes it around. And then, so that's 1 action. And then with his 3rd action, he drinks the potion.
So you're making on the fly a potion.
Yes.
As you go. Okay.
Yes.
And you drink a potion, this creation, which tastes god awful as you're on your 3rd action. What does that do to you?
It turns me into a juggernaut.
Okay. What? Describe what that does.
So I take this potion, throw it around, throw it back, and I just start kind of like chuckling. And you see Jix grow in size and in bulk, and his skin like thickens, and he's now this huge juggernaut.
That gives you a bonus of +1 to fortitude saves. More importantly, it gives you 5 temporary hit points.
Yes.
If you get hit. So a little bit of protection. However, just so everyone knows, it makes him more vulnerable to willpower effects. There's always a catch with Jix's potions. Nice.
All of that fear is real. It's a real thing.
What are you doing? You are still nobly caught in the bottom of this pit with acid balls rolling down after you repeatedly.
This is not a safe place to be. Though I will say I've not been hit by anything, so it might be a very safe place to be. But it's not the way I want to go. So I am going to I was going to launch myself out. So I'm going to try to crawl out again.
Okay, make an athletics roll. Very simple 12. Everyone should be able to make this.
That is a 19.
Okay, you scamper out, sufficiently motivated. Which way did you want to go?
I was heading towards the other gnome,
All right.
who I now can see is very much on fire.
Okay. You climb out of the pit. You see there's about a 20-foot gap between your goblin Jix and Vargalos the gnome. And there's just like artillery going back and forth of all sorts of flaming, exploding acid stuff. And then the goblin starts to seem to get a little bit more beefier, jockish that you notice. And what would you like to do with your second action?
He is already very much on fire. That's intimidating. Fear kind of comes up a little bit for that one. I'm going to play the game too. I'm going to throw more fire at the other gnome.
All right.
So I am throwing a produce flame for 22.
22 is a hit. Oh, poor Varglos.
No.
And that is for 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. He's already on fire. He has persistent fire damage. You just did 6 more damage. He gets hit again. He's still alive, and he says, "Oh, come on!" You blast him with fire. That's a good hit.
I can see him just like turn towards you and just like drop his arms. And just be like,
He like just finally gets the last bit of fire out. And he gets hit again. The giant worm goes and it wheels around and gives Iggy its full attention. It is pissed off and bites down hard upon you to try to slay the dwarf with only a 28 to hit.
That's a critical.
Critical hit. You have been hit for
I can revive you.
22 points of damage.
Awesome.
That is a record.
That's a little negative number there.
Wow. It comes down, bites, and does the Starship Troopers opening where the half body goes flying in either direction. And Iggy, you get dropped down. You were unconscious and you slide gently down into the pit.
which half?
The middle half. It did a hole. It's a donut. It's an Iggy donut. And then it turns around with its full attention now on the cleric. Okay, let's just talk about this. And the creature slathers and bites down brutally with a natural 20 on the cleric.
Oh, no.
What was that about healing?
Well, it's a good thing I'm healed, right?
For 20
It
points
doesn't matter.
of damage.
I'm down.
Holy cow, did this fight just take a turn?
Oh my god. Okay.
Healer's down.
So essentially, this giant worm thing just shredded Iggy, tossed in the hole, turned around, grabs on to Killian, sends him flying backwards. He's a bloody unconscious mess. And then with its third action, because it ain't done yet, spits acid at Jix. And that is an 11 to hit.
No.
And finally, its carnage for this turn is over. The homunculus gets to go. It is on top of Idrisil the elf, biting, trying to dodge in between your sword blows, and that is an 18 to hit you.
That hits.
And that is 2 points of damage only from this, but you must make a fortitude saving throw.
I do have my shield up.
Oh, you want to?
Well,
Yeah, it still hits you then, unless you want to use it to completely block the damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Then your shield, does it get shattered? Or
it's 5 points of damage until it gets shattered, I believe.
No, once you use the shield block, it's done. So you have to decide
Okay.
whether you want to block that too, and then the whole shield is gone or not.
Yeah, I'll block it with the shield.
Okay, you block that 2 points of damage. It bites around your arm, but can't get through your elven magic shield. Nice block, and that shield though fades. It attacks again for a 5 to hit.
Miss.
And then it flutters down into the hole and flies over Iggy and is going to start feasting on Iggy on its next turn.
Great.
It is a new turn. Idrisil, you're up.
Okay, well, now that it's just out of range of my short sword, I'm going to use my first action. It's 2 actions, isn't it, to get my bow out again?
Unless you just want to drop the short sword on the ground.
I'll do that for now.
All right, the short sword impales into the ground.
I throw it down angrily, looking over at my friends damaged, and I
Draw your bow.
I draw my bow. And
That's one action.
Yes, bow is drawn. I can still see the cherub. Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna shoot at my hunted prey still.
Okay, that's double
I'm just
shot
gonna-
with your second action.
Just use my double shot here. Ooh, that'll be a 23.
23 is a hit.
Okay. With 1 point of
1
damage.
point of damage does not dramatically slay the beast. You lightly nick it. You get a second
I'm gonna
shot.
use my second shot. That'll be 18.
18 is a hit.
Okay.
Come on.
5 points of damage.
5 points is Much better. You
6
hit the
points of
creature, and it is badly wounded and is no longer focusing on Iggy and is starting to turn around towards you.
Okay,
You have one action left.
One more action. I'm just going to look at this thing dead in its face and just, come on, you bastard.
One last
Just gonna
shot.
take one last shot.
This is so hard to
This
do.
is, and it's only a +1. 9.
Okay, the third shot misses. Iggy starts to rise up. No, just kidding. You're fine. Vargalos says, "You're all gonna be worm food. I'm so hot." And he is going to focus on making a medicine roll to remove this condition and starts grabs some water and starts throwing it on him, trying to get rid of it, and fails. He's gonna try one more time and fails. He's wasted his whole turn trying to get rid of this fire that's on him.
It's an oil fire.
Yeah. So he's wasted his whole turn. He takes 2 more points of damage. He is stumbling around in agonizing pain, and he gets 1 more roll to get rid of this and fails. He has taken so much fire damage. It is Killian's turn. Killian, you are dying right
I
now.
sure am.
Gotta roll a 15.
You have to make a dying roll.
What do I need to roll?
It's 10 plus your dying level, so 11 or higher.
Alrighty. 10.
10. You are now dying level 2.
Sweet.
If you reach dying level 5, which is a house rule we have, you will be dead. Iggy, you are up. You need to make a dying roll.
Fail.
Failed. You are dying level 2. You also have acid damage on you, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You take acid damage and gain another dying level.
Awesome.
You are now dying level 3. You can make a 15 or higher roll.
Nope.
Okay. Iggy is in critical shape. He might have 1 turn left, FYI.
You still have hero points.
You could use it now if you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll wait till my next turn.
Okay. Jix.
Jix. Yeah. Jix really wants to try and finish off.
Something. Anything.
It just so yells across the courtyard. Jix, get to Killian quickly!
What are you going to do?
Low will.
Vargalos, by the way, is on his knees
Yeah,
screaming in
because
pain
Vargos
with
is
the fire.
almost out. How far is Jix away from Vargos?
From Vargalos, you're easily an action away.
Okay.
About 20, 25 feet.
Jix takes out his sickle,
All right. Interesting.
runs up to Vargalos,
Okay.
and swings.
Oh! Give yourself a +2. He is absolutely flat-footed against this attack. He tries to fend you off, tries to see you through the flames.
Wow. 24 to hit,
Is a hit.
and then 24 plus 1, and then plus 2 on top of that.
Yep.
So 4 points of damage.
All right. You swing your sickle. He cares not and says, "You will..." And he is dead. Yeah! Vargalos is
Good
dead.
job.
Nice.
That's sole 3 actions for Jix.
Xander.
Right! Fireball!
He
giant thing,
just jumped right
chasm.
back into the pit and put your hand over your eyes.
Never mind!
What are you going to do, Xander?
I will. I just saw the worm thing just kind of decimate everyone around it.
Yeah.
I will
Head your way.
remember my Carahol memory that you taught me. Glow white, point at Iggy, and stabilize.
Ooh. That works. It's within 30 feet, right?
Yep,
Okay. And that takes 2 actions?
it does. In my third action, I
Thank
will
you.
use my green hands, reach down and pull up earth in a wall shield in front of me, between me and the worm. Shield.
To shield yourself, just like
Correct.
the... Okay, gotcha. All right. Iggy, you are unconscious. You are at 0 hit points. You lose the dying condition. You now have the wounded condition, which will make you more vulnerable to damage. And you're going to still have persistent damage, so don't expect to be not dying for long. Good. You stabilized him. The creature gets to go. It charges across the ground, once spending 2 actions to race over to Xander. The worm comes racing over and opens up its big mandible mouth and strikes down at you with a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
You have been hit for 6 points of damage, 4 piercing, 2 acid.
So with the shield taking the impacts,
You can subtract 5 of that damage away.
all right, so I will subtract 5 of that completely. Just let him get eaten up by the stone wall.
All right, the wall, the acid and the bite just gets clambered. It shatters that wall just a little bit. 1 point of damage goes through. That's a great shield. The homunculus creature flitters back over towards you, Idrisil, and it bites at you. You have no shield up this time. It is determined to slay you. And it strikes with a 10 to hit.
Miss.
It strikes with a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Second attack hits. It does a total of 3 points of damage. And where it bites you on your left forearm burns a bit. You need to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
Will be a 15.
15, you shrug off the effects of the poison.
Nice.
That was good. It is Idrisil, your turn.
Okay. I am immediately going to roll into the sword that I have placed into the ground and pick it up.
Okay.
So that's my first action.
All right.
I'm going to take the sword out because I have my bow out. Of course, we have the bow out. Roll into the sword, get the sword out, and I'm going to attack this thing. It is still hunted prey, so I'm going to do my hunted shot on this thing.
Double attacks.
Oh, nice. That'll be a 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. It's 3 points of damage.
Hunted shot, by the way, is only for ranged weapons, so you're just doing a normal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Still a hit.
Still
Still a
plus
hit.
7.
How much damage?
Plus 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. You have slain this creature. You separate its left wing. It tumbles into the ground and gently falls into the pit, nuzzling against the unconscious Iggy. Nice. Killian, you are.
Do I have another?
Oh, shoot, you do?
One action?
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to.
Kiss Killian's ass goodbye.
No, I'm gonna run over to Iggy.
Okay. You run to the edge of the pit.
Just to be near him because he has no defense.
All right, you're right next to him. Killian, you're up. You are unconscious and dying. You need to make a 12 or higher now roll. Dying roll.
Dying 3.
Dying 3 for Killian. Iggy, you are unconscious.
Yep.
And you are burning alive. You take acid damage, which puts you back into dying condition.
So do I go back to where the dying level? So,
Nope,
okay.
you're dying, but you add an additional point because you're wounded. So you're starting at dying level 2 right now.
Okay.
And the good news, you get to make a roll, just a 15 or higher, and that acid finally goes away.
Hey.
Oh, it almost rolled off. The acid finally burns. The last bit of smoke stops rising off of Iggy. That stuff is nasty. Jix, what you got?
Jix is how far away from the worm?
10 feet.
Okay.
It's right there.
Jix pulls out to bomb. And throws it
A
at
healing potion?
A healing bomb? It's their healing napalm.
Jix throws out. It's more of a bag than a bottle, but he pulls it out and he throws it at the worm. 13.
13. The bag just hits with a thud, and it's like a little beanbag that never ignited.
Yeah.
Thud.
Just pops off.
What else?
He says, "Oh shit!" me try this again. And he pulls out
another one. Okay. It is Xanar's turn. Xanar, you are toe to toe with this creature.
Yeah, this is. If there's ever a time for some water, this would be it. I take both hands and push them straight out in front of me like I'm doing a giant stop against this one, right? Trinity the Matrix level while on the phone.
All right.
I glow bright blue with a white outline, and I blast it with a hydraulic push.
Ooh, this is your biggest attack. But can you get through this thing's armor is the question. Oh, this could be defining right here, everybody.
Here we go. 19.
19!
Nope, sorry, 20.
20?
I'm not frightened anymore. It is a 20.
Okay, its armor class is 20. You have hit the beast.
Yes.
It has 8 hit points remaining, I will tell you.
I'm going to roll 3d6.
Still.
Come on. Come on.
That is 11.
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage.
You may take this creature down. Describe how you defeat this thing.
When it charged up, it blasted through my stone shield. I pushed both hands straight out into its open mouth that's pushing at me, and I literally, from my arms, erupt a fire hose of water right into its mouth and through its gut through the other side, shaking the whole body, blasting it back 10 feet with a water spout that just tears it. Just like mouth open, right in half.
Brutal. The chunks of creature slough to the ground and everything is quiet. The battle is over and there are some wounded people out there.
Yep.
What are you guys up to?
There's some dying people.
Yeah, I know.
Idrisil has his hands on Iggy, trying to resuscitate him because he doesn't have any healing abilities. Jix, go over to Killian quickly.
Jix will go over to Killian and do stabilize him with a crafting roll.
Okay, you're going to do some medicine on him?
Yeah.
Okay, hold. You need to make... Oh, these are not easy. It is 5 plus that creature's recovery roll. What is your recovery roll? 13?
Yeah.
You need to roll an 18 or higher.
Okay.
You say it so calmly. That's a high roll.
I have a +7.
Oh!
20.
Oh, and you stabilize Killian. You are no longer dying. You have the wounded condition. You're no longer dying. Great healing, Jix.
Come back to us, buddy.
Let's see. Jix, Xanar, you got anything else you want to do?
He took my trick. Well, I was going to do that. It's fine. Fine.
So somebody else dying.
Right.
You Iggy raising up a weak hand.
You look across the pit and you just see me. Come on. Just trying to bring him back.
So he was stabilized, but I'll...
No.
No, Iggy got hit again by the acid.
Oh,
Acid.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I'm
one
trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but
All
I
right.
can't do anything.
Take 2. So I will cast the same prayer I did before from Carol. I will stabilize.
You are stabilized, Iggy, and you are conscious. You now have the wounded 2 condition, making you more vulnerable to death.
As soon as I see,
Didn't see that happen.
as soon as I see Iggy's back up in order, I go over to the Vargalos's corpse and I start looting him.
All right. There is nothing of value on that corpse that it has been burnt to high hell. It is charred.
Still taking 2 points about every 36 seconds.
This was a class on persistent damage and how bad it can be if the rolls don't go your way.
Stupid.
I missed so many shots.
All right. Well, what do you guys want to do? There's a giant hole. There's this dead creature.
Bunch of unconscious PCs.
Yeah.
Hey, Killian, take your time. But when you're back up, can I see that ring?
You notice that Killian isn't moving.
Cool, that's cool. It's fine. It's fine. You do what you got to do right now, bud.
Jix is patting him on the head and just kind of walking away, shrugging.
I'm gonna walk over to the house and sit on a rocking chair.
Okay.
Just take a second. Just take a second to
I
relax
need
here.
some me time. This
Just
is
need to go over what just. I can't believe I missed so many shots.
Totally self-absorbed. That's all right.
Yeah.
There's people still trying to get all the pieces of Iggy together again.
I was giving him what for, but I couldn't revive him.
All the king's horses, all the king's men.
All right, it's been about 30 minutes, and everyone who is unconscious has regained 1 hit point naturally. That is Iggy and Killian. You guys are able to get them up, splash some water in their faces, taunt them, whatever, reassure them, and you guys are back behind this farm with Idrisil rocking back and forth on the chair, and everyone is conscious.
And I don't have my +5 hit points anymore.
Did you shrink? Are you back to normal size?
Yeah.
It's only a 1 minute duration.
Everyone gather around. We must pray to Carahel.
You pull everyone in for a prayer?
Yes, and also some healing.
All right. Blast away with some healing.
So first healing will heal everybody 8 hit points.
Back to normal.
Feels very good.
8 times 5, 40 points of health you just did.
And then it looks like it's just Iggy and I. So I'm going to heal him straight, which will be 8 plus 6, so 14 more. So that puts you up to 24, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I will heal myself the same.
Can you see the value when the cleric's down?
Yeah.
And I will be at full hit points as well. I healed myself.
Wow.
15.
But you're looking pretty tapped, right? Pretty tired?
Yeah, I'm
Less faithful?
I have one. I have my first level healing spell left.
Well,
I've used all of my
bonus heals.
my 4 bonus heals. We do pray for a little bit.
All
though,
right.
as
What
well.
time of day is it?
It's afternoon, I think.
Nap time.
Yeah.
Extra naps after that one.
What about the little? Was there any other looting to be done? The little cherub guy.
That's the first thing you say as soon as you stand up.
Hey, where's the loot?
I need some new armor.
You go over and you check the creature out. There's no loot on it. It's naked and it doesn't have any tracks to follow or anything because it is just a little flying thing. So, yeah.
Okay.
And amen. Hey, Killian. You still have that ring on you?
I looked down at my hand that's wearing the ring.
All right.
Can I see that?
Give us the ring, Boromir.
Such a small thing. It's caused so much trouble. Sure. Killian takes off the ring and kind of flicks it over to Xander.
All right.
Not much of a thought.
Xander really wants to put it on. Doesn't put it on at the moment. But I do want to start reading its aura.
All right. You cast your read aura cantrip on it, and there is no magic at all within this ring anymore. There used to be. There is no longer any.
Well, thanks. Just give it back to Killian.
Killian. Still has some worth.
All right.
I mean, what's it made out of?
Worm intestines? No, it is made.
Solid platinum.
Yeah, it's worth a handful of silver. Yeah.
Okay.
Idrisil is kind of looking over the battlefield and looking over. Does anyone notice that there's another barn we haven't gone to yet? There's like a third farm over there.
Okay.
Maybe we should go over there and see if there's another goblin, another gnome and a worm. Check if they're all right. Or we could go check out where the gnome came from, see if there's any more. Any campsite or anything?
I would think a campsite, yeah.
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 We should probably find the rest of this family as well.
Yeah.
Put them in the ground.
So we head west.
Let's go west.
Down the hill where Vargalos came running from.
Yeah.
Okay. You head that direction. You're trying to find some sort of camp, you say?
Yeah.
Campsite, Idrisil's looking at the ground to try to follow their tracks.
All right, make a survival roll, Idrisil.
And that is also Killian doing
Killian's
that.
Yeah,
cool.
let's get the +7 in there. Ooh, that'll be a 21.
All right. Before you can contribute, Killian, Idrisil has found the tracks of Vargalos, who made no effort to cover them, and you're able to follow them down the grassy hill, down into some thin woods. You follow the tracks, and you guys go and go. I can't imagine having to go too far. He had no supplies or anything on him. And you go about maybe 40 minutes of hiking out west, and I believe all 5 of you are with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you go about 45 minutes out west, and you come across a small camp, just as hoped for. It is a fire pit that's out. It's got that little wooden tri-teepee thing with a kettle hanging off of it, little bedroll, that kind of stuff. Just a small little spot for Vargalos.
Is there any loot or anything like in the tent or?
Yeah, there's no tent,
value?
but you start looking around. You see next to the bedroll there is a small little box and a little scroll case next to it as well.
Jix would like to.
I pointed out to
check
Jix
these
and.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you checking out, Jix?
Let's start with the box.
All right, you grab the box. It's a small little box that's almost like a jewelry box type thing. You want to open up that sucker?
Yes.
Make a reflex saving. You're fine. Inside, you see a silvery potion. You see an ornate brooch, and you see 8 gold pieces inside this box.
Nice.
If he gets a chance, Xander wants to check out the scroll case.
You snatch up the scroll case. 2 pieces of paper are within this scroll case, cheap paper. And you also see that there's a quill and some ink lying in the dirt as well. It's not a very well-kept camp at all, and some crappy old rations are here. The 2 pieces of paper, one is a crude drawing of a hill-like shape with 3 houses on it, with X marks across all 3 houses. And then drawn over the middle house is a silly-looking tower type thing. And scrawled next to it is "Need Stone."
That's on the page with the houses in the tower.
Yep.
Those gold pieces are shiny there, Jix.
Well,
What does the scroll say, Xana?
So I see... He's got very poor penmanship. For a gnome, I'm just going to say out loud right now, we can write pretty well, and this guy didn't. He didn't do a very good job. I could have done this better. I'm just going to point that out. 2, there is a picture of 3 houses here. You can see these. They got X marks over each one. I assume these are the farms that we were just looking at. There's also a tower on here and a quote that says, "Need stone."
Does the handwriting match the one on the Wheeler's farm that said, like, "You'll be dead, stupids"? Does it seem like it was probably Vargalos writing all these letters?
It does indeed.
Okay.
And as you say that, the second piece of paper that was behind the first Xander falls to the ground, and you see that there is the map also that was in that scroll case.
Aha. And this.
It is a crude, simple drawn map in the same horrible handwriting and drawing style as the previous one, and it has a little tower drawn that matches the larger drawing on the original page in the middle of the map. And then off to the northwest are 3 faces. Smiley face, like sad face, scared face, that are right next to each other, like little symbols. And next to those faces are the words "Gear Treasure Here." And that's kind of to the northwest, upper left side of that page. On the southeast side is a small little house picture that says "Swamp Witch" next to it. And written underneath that in this crude handwriting is "Knows potion formulas to keep stupids away." And then, not on any location, but just tucked away at the bottom left-hand corner, barely on this map, it reads "The Broken Slaver." And barely legible is, "He'll give me all the wretched slaves I need for the gear piece." And that is what you see on these documents. The rest of the camp has no additional value to you. Oh, and you can see there's partially collapsed holes in the ground here or there for where the creature was able to go into the ground and that kind of stuff.
That's 1 gold for each of us. 1 gold for Carahel. and then two extra gold for whoever. Yeah.
For food.
Yeah.
Jix reluctantly hands out 1 gold to each of his
Friends?
friends.
All right.
Not one for Carahel.
And Killian holds out a second hand for Carahel.
I'll give it to her personally.
Take it, Jix.
So what do we think about this map of the tower?
We should go back to
The farms.
the farms and let them know we took care of.
Yeah, and
this
check the
and
third.
Try to find the bodies of that little girl's parents.
Yeah, we never did get done actually burying the girl either.
True.
All right. You guys head back to the farms of Bottom Hill. You go to the third farm. There are people that are there. They're very scared. They are from the Roots farm. You reassure them of what's happened, that the Wheelers you've sent to Edlin home, that you believe the threat is gone, and they were about ready to leave town. Do you want them to leave as well? Was that your recommendation?
I think now that the threat has been handled, there's no need for them to leave.
Okay.
Maybe we should send them. I pulled Killian aside for this conversation. Maybe we should send them with word that we've taken care of this threat, but there could be many others. And further inspect the house. Or send one of them. I don't know if is it a family? Is
Yep.
it a...
So it's a lady and 2 older boys.
Okay. Maybe send one of the boys, or the woman and the boy, or all of them.
Send them together.
All right.
And were you telling me?
I just want to send them. I want to advise Killian to kind of negotiate with them to send them back to Edlin home to give word to the mayor and to just everyone that we've taken care of Vargalos.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of update them on the situation, but we're still investigating. Could still be some threats, and we may or may not return soonish.
All right. They had things packed and ready to go in a wagon, so yeah, they just can head out very quickly. You guys then said you wanted to spend some time recovering bodies in the central area.
I'll go back to the Wheeler farm
mountains.
and go back down and see if I can see any more bodies. I'll go back down.
Okay.
In the,
I'm going to take a tooth from the chitinous creature as a trophy.
You can.
I'm going to do that.
All right. It has no teeth. It has nasty, horrific mandible chunks.
Man, I'm going to take one of those.
All right.
Gross.
And you, Iggy, are able to recover most of the bodies. I hate to say. You guys bring them up and give them a proper burial up top on the surface.
Say most of the bodies. Do you mean most of the pieces of each body, or most of the cumulative bodies?
An average amount of the family has been recovered.
good time.
You just got to sum it all up. You give the mound some respectful
Some of its parts.
however, that eats up the rest of the day, and you guys need to relax and rest.
Yes, we
Some of
do.
you for sure.
Oh, yes.
Back to the rocking chair.
Where are you guys chilling out?
Why don't we stay there at the Wheelers?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone going to clean up that kitchen mess at all that was left there from last time?
Yeah, Killian's looking at Xander right now, and Jix, and then Xander, and then Jix.
I reach over and reluctantly grab the rag right where it's supposed to be, like normal.
All right.
Just like home.
You guys clean up a bit. You guys relax. You camp there for the night, taking some watches per usual. You have no encounters that night. All is calm on Bottom Hill. You wake up the next day refreshed. Those of you who are wounded, we do wounded a little differently with a house rule here. You lose 1 level of wounded at the end of each rest. So Killian, you're fresh, and Iggy, I still think you have wounded 1.
Correct.
So watch out. What would you guys like to do? It is a new morning in every sense of the way at Bottom Hill. You guys are there. There are some weird corpses out in the back of the Wheeler house and a lot of carnage and your own blood out there. And every farmer on this hill is gone. And what do you want to do?
Let's build a tower. Just need some stone.
Wait, where the Wheelers? They left. They're not there anymore.
You sent them on their way to Edlin home.
With a natural 20 on diplomacy, I
it's
believe.
more like they ran away.
After we killed one of them.
Brought him back to life.
What's your plan?
just to avoid the smell, the first thing I'll do is go out there and do my part to put everything into the hole as much as possible. So
Okay.
the charred up gnome, the worm itself, and just kind of cover that up.
All right. Can you just overall make an athletics roll for me?
Sure, I got a lot of that.
Just for giggles.
I'm a
since you're
gnome.
so
Athletics is
good at
easy.
it.
That's a natural 20,
Oh, wow.
which makes
Training
it a total
montage.
Total doesn't matter.
total of 20.
Totally, yeah. Natural 20 is natural 20. You got it. Before you guys are even up, you have gotten everything. Somehow, this giant beast of a monster, all its sections, this charred brick of Vargalos in there, all the wings of the homunculus in there. You've got things shoveled in. You've got it patted down. It looks almost pristine out there.
Just for breezing over the hole.
You guys wake up, he's vacuuming the grass. Yeah, you have it fantastically cleaned up, and it looks a lot less horrific out there. Until they plow.
Fertilizer, baby.
Is there anything I can do to try and repair my armor?
You would need some armor repair type location, like a leather worker particularly.
Jix wants to have taken some time to try and figure out what the silvery potion he found was.
Okay. You can make a roll. Make an Arcana roll.
Okay. 23.
23. You are able to identify this as an oil of potency. This is a potion that you apply to a weapon, and it replicates the effect of what Killian put on Iggy's weapon. It turns into any weapon into a +1 weapon and gives you an essentially double damage, an additional damage die. But it only lasts for one battle, and it takes, I think, 2 or 3 actions to apply, so you kind of have to know when it's going to happen. But yeah, you now have that at your disposal.
And can I take a look at the brooch and try and figure that puppy out?
You sure can. Pass this one down there. The brooch is an Arcana roll, please.
15.
15. With a 15, you are able to also identify that this is a brooch of shielding. The brooch of shielding provides you no armor protection of any kind. It provides you with
False advertising.
provides you with no hit points, but what it does is it absorbs the magic missile spells. Magic missile spells aren't always completely automatic hits all the time. This one absorbs the missiles. This one has been used a little bit and can absorb a total of 26 magic missiles.
Wow.
So if there's anyone attacked with magic missiles, make the wearer of this the target.
Who gets to wear that?
The wearer. So I haven't done a lot of it, but I will tell you.
Magic user against magic user, I would think.
I use magic too. No. Yeah. So I guess we'll hand that over to Xander, I suppose.
Okay. All right. You guys have a fresh day. What's your plan?
I mean, coffee.
Let me get some before Jix gets to it.
Jix is gonna.
You mowed the lawn and got the coffee? Wow.
Jix is going to do a little foraging in the morning.
Okay.
And make some potions.
All right.
Collect some reagents.
He's brewing interesting caustic beverages for later.
Idrisil is just looking over his character arc, memorizing his background.
I actually, the first map that had the crossed out houses also had a tower on it. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Superimposed over the middle farm. So it's just like a little arc of a hill with a house, X across each house, and then on with the middle one's this weird little tower drawing.
Okay.
It's like those papers in Iron Man. It's like one layer, and then he puts a paper on top of it.
Right.
You can see the tower, and then another one. It's an even bigger tower.
You realize it's an arc reactor.
He's like, well, this gnome is a very talented artist. We shouldn't have killed him.
Based on where I'm lining things up, I'm going to try to kind of like point out where I think the other parts of the map are. So, right, Swamp Witch in this direction and
Okay, that's the whole second map. That's a different map.
right.
Okay.
But the second map has a tower on it as
does,
well, right?
yes.
So I'm going to kind of put the two that are matched up. So So if anyone's asking, what I'm guessing is he wanted to build the tower here. This is why he was trying to get everyone off the farm. He wanted everyone here for the tower. I don't know why this is special to him, but if I look at the second map, I will say that the tower is central to these other things that he wanted. For slaves, probably for helping build the tower. Different potions to keep stupids away, that would be Jix. And and the gear and treasure here. Now, if I line it up appropriately, which I don't know if I am, but I'm going to try, that would mean that if we needed more armor or gear, we would go that way. Iggy, if you need help with new armor, it might be in that direction. I don't know if that's farther from Edlin home. We've got a pretty good blacksmith there.
It is farther from
That'd be northwest, yeah.
I'm all right. My tits are hanging out, but I'm all right.
It's a wardrobe malfunction. By the way, as you guys are doing this, CC, Jix has just come out from the back area making all those little potions, and he's half dug out that homunculus and made a bit of a mess of your nice area in the back.
It was just...
Sorry, Janitor. There were some good bits there.
I should have asked.
What did that do to your hit points with the armor?
My hit
I'm
points are
sorry,
the same.
your
AC.
armor class?
-2.
Hey.
That's pretty significant with this
It is.
system.
You want to go to,
Should we go back to Edlin home?
yeah, perhaps we should go back to Edlin home, repair.
Well, that would depend. I think that depends on what we want to do. So if we want to head back towards, I would say, the Swamp Witch, go southeast, we could certainly go back to Edlin home first. I think the Swamp Witch is going to be, I think she's someone he wanted to stay away from. Vargalos. I think he wrote that on there so that he would know, let's go to the gear treasure northwest. I think that's where he wanted to go, have his centralized tower, stay away from the Swamp Witch. She could be an ally.
Yeah, I would say the Swamp Witch would definitely be an ally of Vargalos.
Now, she's a witch. I wouldn't trust her immediately, but I would trust her with us over with him. I think we could... I think our odds fare a bit better than his would.
I think just by the nature of being a Swamp Witch, I would guess that she's probably not going to be super friendly to hero adventure.
But look, there's breadcrumbs all on the ground. Look.
That would be my guess, is that we're probably going to have to dispose of said Swamp Witch at some point in time.
Maybe
But I would say definitely the gear would be kind of we would take the gear first, but we still have Wounded Condition 1.
And the armorless Iggy.
Yes.
Was there an object on the map? Was there did he have any specific object on there, or was it just the tower itself? Was there any X
Well, here, look.
for the basement or
You
anything?
can see that there's the 3 houses with the X over each one. And then over the top of that, it looks like he's putting the tower here.
Okay, it was.
But why here? What's so special about Bottom Hill?
Well, the houses are on the top of the hill, so there's a conundrum happening here that it could be a grammar mistake. It could just be, I think it's a bit more serious than that.
It's a farm of irony.
A farm of irony is the name of the episode. That's
great. Let's go into the center house and let's inspect that one more time. Oh, I thought we were in the...
No, you're at the Wheeler house.
We're in the Wheeler's house, yeah. I thought the Malin's house was the...
Malin was the
Center
one that was all
house.
torn up in the middle.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have to go. Let's go to the Malin's house. Check that one more time. Now that we've got no disturbance, and we can check that tunnel thoroughly if we'd like.
I already did. I went down there
Yep, he
and
spent
got
time,
the bodies.
got bodies out.
I just feel like there's something in there that we might have missed. I don't know what it could be, but there could be a clue in there. Maybe check that one more time real quick, and then back to Edlin home to get Iggy some help. Get everyone some help.
Well, we probably won't find anything, but I'll be happy to look for any magic.
Okay, so you're heading back to the middle house, and you're casting Detect Magic constantly as you go through.
Yeah.
I just keep picturing this gnome sorcerer just going. Very much
the way I would do
location.
it. Whether I do it by myself, I will probably make those sounds just to let you know I'm being important.
All right, you guys spend a good hour of the morning there, and you have Idrisil in particular. You may make a perception roll, please.
That'll be a 15.
15. You spend a good time searching around, and you are confident there is nothing out of the ordinary or of interest to find here. And Xander, you back that up with no magic detected.
No, nothing.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Sure. An hour of my life I'll never have back. But
That's what I think about your prayers.
Yeah, hear that, Carrie?
So back to Edlin home.
Heading back to
Okay.
let us pray first.
Question. One further question. Are there any carriages and horses remaining at either of these houses, or did the families all take their horse and carriage?
There are cows you can commandeer.
I'm fine.
That's up to you. That's up to you.
That's okay. Hey, Defenders, it's me, Xander. We need your help. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/ingloriousbards to toss some gold our way. Now, watch me totally save the day with this spell.
Okay, you guys head back to Edlin home. You make your way. It's about just a 6-hour hike back, about 2 hours southeast until you hit the main road that heads towards Edlin home. You are only about an hour out from Bottom Hill, going over these grassy, gentle, sloping hills, when you hear something out of the ordinary up ahead. Who's in the lead of your group in your fellowship-like line of travel?
Would it be the person with the highest survival?
It's up to you.
I was going to say you and me are standing
Side by
together.
side. All right.
Iggy is behind me only because of his armor right now. But Iggy is, as always, ready for whatever.
All right, Idrisil and Killian, you two hear a cry of alarm up ahead of a human voice yelling, "Help! Help!" And up ahead, over a gentle rolling hill, you can see a wide-mouthed horse running your way riderless. And it's galloping and galloping and galloping.
Run!
It's about 300 feet, and it's coming in your general direction.
The apocalypse is nigh!
You see no person at all.
Is it basically running kind of straight towards us?
In your general direction, because you're on kind of this little, really thin, beaten path.
Okay, Killing will try to intercept the horse.
You try and intercept the horse. You try and get in the way. I need you to make a survival roll to try and calm the beast down as it comes up.
16.
16. The horse comes up. It looks at you. It glares at you. You hold out a hand, and it sniffs at your hand a bit, and it lets you pet it.
Excellent. I will jump on the horse.
You climb onto the horse. Idrisil, you are not too far away from him, and you continue to hear, "Help!" And over the hill,
galloping towards...
You see a man running. He is a shirtless man with no shoes on and just some cotton trousers, running like mad towards you down this little path that you're on.
I see the horse run past me. I see Killian getting a handle on it, and I just run towards the screaming man.
Okay.
I do as well.
All right.
Ignal does as well.
And Killian, you're galloping where?
I guess past him?
Past the guy.
Yeah.
All right. Bold Killian riding on the horse like Fabio with hair flowing in the wind. You gallop across the grass. You come racing towards this guy. He's trying to flag you down, flailing his arms in the air, and you're going to just go right past him. Thanks for the horse.
Oh, I guess not.
Okay.
Did you mean past me?
I would originally meant to go see what was going on, but I guess since I'm being flagged down, I will stop.
Okay. So you've left the group behind. You're next to this guy. You come to a stop. He says, "Oh, thanks for finding my horse."
What is the trouble?
There's this giant pig coming right behind me.
Pig?
Yeah. Your friends are slowly catching up to you and the guy.
Killian, what's going on? What does he want?
Still, as you catch up, you see about 300 feet away is a big fat boar with 2 big tusks galloping slowly, all a Monty Python as it runs at the castle. It's another worm! Just coming slowly towards the area. That's it right there!
Iggy, batter up.
And I draw my sword.
Okay.
I draw my sword as well.
You draw your sword. All right, it is.
Spear.
It's 240 feet away.
Just sitting there.
Did I say sword?
You
I'm
said
sorry, I meant bow.
bow.
I'm so sorry.
You have your bow.
I draw
out.
my bow out.
All right.
Hopefully it doesn't cost me a turn.
No, would you like to do anything with that bow?
I am going to immediately hunt prey on this thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to go for a high accuracy and try not to kill it while I shoot it.
You're going to shoot it right now?
I'm going to shoot the boar.
All right. It's pretty far. You are at a -4 due to the range.
15?
A total of 15?
Well, I guess 18 plus
18.
3. Yeah.
You shoot, your arrow goes flying through the air, and honestly, I don't know. Let me check. It is.
What's the AC on a wild pig?
Let's check it
We're
out.
about to find out.
I'm going to guess 18 or lower.
14.
What was your hit?
Is
Chance?
it 18 to hit?
18. Shunk, you hit it with an armor class of 18.
5 damage.
5 damage. You hit the creature. It stumbles a bit and continues charging. This is a boar. You have another shot if you'd like
I'm
to
gonna
do
take it.
Okay.
Ooh, that's with a +1, that'll be a 20.
20 is another hit. What's your damage?
3 damage.
3 damage. 8 total damage. There's another arrow sticking out of it. It continues its charge and it runs full speed and it is pretty quick, I believe. Yeah, it covers 120 feet. It is now just 100 feet away racing. What would you guys like to do?
Killian, in a insanely inspired moment, will, with his spear, use it as a lance and charge
You're
the boar.
charging at it. All right.
On the guy's horse. Thanks for the horse.
Racing right at it. The boar is charging right at you.
Killian, no.
Go ahead and make a spear attack if you'd like.
Okay. 8.
8.
Oh, no.
You charge, you dig your spear in, it comes up short, hits the ground, the spear is yanked out of your hand and just stuck in the earth. Your horse goes galloping past. The boar gets an attack at your mount, misses, and the two of you just pass right by, completely ineffectual.
Just keep on going. I'm going to Edlin home.
And the rest of you who are still remaining this creature's about 40 feet away.
Okay,
The shirtless guy is backing behind you. Get it! Someone do something!
I'm gonna sudden charge it.
Jix, by the way, you see the guy has a pouch, a big fat pouch around his side, and the pouch is squirming. That's a weird look.
How far away is Jix from this gentleman?
Oh, you're right next to him.
How
You're
preoccupied
easily
is
within
this
touching
gentleman watching the jousting tournament?
Oh, he's completely not paying attention.
Jix is going to try to grab whatever's in the bag.
Steal the pouch.
You gonna steal the pouch or reach inside and pull out stuff out of
Reach
the bag?
inside and
Oh, God.
Okay.
He's awesome.
All right. Make a thievery roll, please.
21.
21. You reach in and he is completely unaware as you pull out a snake in your hands and that snake bites at you. Make a reflex saving throw, please.
Oh, this is sweet. 15.
15. You take 1 point of damage from the snake. It is not poisonous. And yeah, you've got your trophy of this
Venomous.
snake. Venomous, yes. And you let go of it too in pain. It's just still just hanging on a bit onto your goblin hand. The guy turns around. What are you doing?
I got your snake.
No, give me Curly back.
What? Curly?
And he grabs it back and pushes it back in where you see there's a second snake in the pouch as well.
What's the name of the second snake?
That's Lulu.
Why do you have 2 snakes in your pouch?
Why are you grabbing my snakes?
I was curious.
Oh, by the way, there's a boar. Iggy, you were doing something.
Sudden
Snake
charge,
curious?
so I'm gonna run at it 40 feet and attack.
So you're jousting essentially with the boar as well. Okay.
Sort of.
You
yeah.
charge right at it. Go for it.
We call it Sherping Curious.
22.
That's a hit.
8 points of damage.
Is a big hit. You slice it and you have one more action left.
I'll swing again.
Okay. Got a hit. Is that your first hit? No, that's your second hit of the night.
Shit. Oh, nice. And a total of 20.
It's a good hit.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. You charge at this beast, you slice it, it squeals, you spin around, and you cut it down. It is dead. The guy just breathing heavily, make sure his snakes are sufficiently detained. Oh, thank you so much.
What was the pig's name?
How should I know?
It was Larry.
What'd you do to this pig to piss it off?
I don't know. It was founded in my camp this morning, and it started attacking. Barely got out of there with my life. Where's that guy going with my horse?
Edlin home.
We just see a dust trail. I go over to the boar, give it a final stick, and take the tusks and
I skin it and
trophies.
take the hide.
Okay. All right.
Jix
Hopefully
wants a
for
piece
some
of this.
armor usage later.
All right. Make a
maybe.
survival roll of just 12 or higher, and you got a little bonus.
Jix wants to take some hair off the tail.
Oh my
Stuff it-
God. What the hell is this group
Stuff it in
doing?
his pouch for
Nope.
later.
Okay. You've got some chunks. It's weird strips, and you're not sure what to do with it.
Okay.
Killing will strip it down for steaks, basically boar steaks.
You were more than
you're so
far away.
Where are you?
Yeah, you're halfway to Edmund home.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. I've come
I,
back by now.
All right. Killian's come back. You pull your spear out of the ground.
Yeah.
And the guy says, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much.
What's your name, sir?
My name's Harleo.
Harleo, I'm Ignal.
I'm Idrisil.
You're pretty handy with that sword.
Sometimes.
You can get down now.
I was about to say, my name's Idrisil, and Killian, give him his horse back, yeah?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What are you doing out here, sir?
What's your horse's name?
What? Why would you ask the name?
His horse's name is Curly, the pig's name was Mo,
The
and that's
snake's name
Larry.
is Curly.
Detecting magic, you would detect no magic
Just
out of the
checking.
ordinary.
Just checking.
I
So,
can-
so what do you do with your snakes? There, Hurlio.
they're my pets.
Is that another one in your pocket, or are you just happy to see us?
Yeah, I've never heard that one before. So, yeah, I'm trying to find my way to Edlin home. Can you point me in the right way? I found Shepherd's Dell, and I know I've gone way too far.
We're heading that way. Why don't you come with us?
Great. He gets supplies out of his saddlebags, gets things up, and he puts some shoes on, but does not put a shirt on. Just does not. No need. It's cold.
How old is this guy?
He's middle-aged, 45, 40.
And it's you said it's cold out,
Oh, yeah.
but he's not wearing a shirt.
No, just got this barrel-chested, hairy goodness going on.
Is he nipply?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I take some
All
of the
three.
I take some of the boar hide and I throw it. Here, cover yourself up. It's a bit cold out here, yeah?
That's gross.
It's not been.
It's also going to be my fucking armor.
I brushed it up. I wave it out like a carpet.
Snapping everywhere.
Don't throw that stuff at me.
What do you do? What's your business?
My business is I'm just looking for some company with a friend I've met
You
in town.
snake trader.
Oh, we're from Edlin home. Who's your friend?
Mo Larry.
Mo Larry. And your snake's name is Curly?
Yes, it is. Who has been at Endlet Home the longest?
Probably one of us. I would say me.
You?
I'm the oldest. So
All right. All right, go ahead and make
I've been
a
there my whole life, but you've been there
society
longer.
roll.
You said
Society.
that's a 12?
12. You do recognize the name of Larry. It is a widow who lives in town.
Oh, you know Mrs. Molari.
Yeah, her cousin I met, and I'm hoping to find some place to stay. And
Get a piece? I'm gonna get a piece of that?
He looks down at the ground. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Trust us, mate. You come with us, we'll get you to Mola.
He means I'm strange.
I assure you, I have no idea.
Well, now
Now
certainly.
I think I want a shirt.
Well, it's certainly a good day for porking.
Keep hamming it up, Alistair. Oh my god.
You got some sausage?
Okay.
All right, you take him to his camp, which is on the way. He packs up the rest of his stuff, and you guys are able to head on towards Edlin home. It is the later that night, and you guys are back in Edlin home. You are gathered at the tavern in town that Xanar's family owns, the Ember Lantern. You have dropped off your new friend Harleo. You have reached out and connected a bit with some of the locals. You've been relaxing for a bit, gotten some warm food in you and some drinks. And the door opens and in comes Voldus the mayor. He's also the blacksmith in town and a bit of an armorer. And he brings in your armor, Iggy. Well, here I've got your armor, Ignal. It's a little bit of a work. It wasn't too much trouble. With parts and labor, it's about 6 silver, but you can call this one for free. You lads did good work out there.
That's very generous. Thank you very much. Can I buy you a drink?
Oh yes,
What will you have?
I'll have a beer.
Okay.
I spoke with the Wheelers, and they understand what you've done and the situation, and the Root family as well. Both farmer families know what's happened. They're going to be staying here in town for a couple days before heading up together back and finding out what's left for them at Bottom Hill.
Yeah, we're not sure if it's safe to go back yet, so it's wise of you to keep them here.
Well, it was great for you all to do what you did. Sounded like it was something much simpler, or I wouldn't have sent you.
It is.
Well, sorry. Do you think we couldn't have taken care of something more complicated?
That's not what I mean, friend Goblin. And who might you be?
I'm Jex.
How do you know these people?
He's a friend of mine from we go way back.
Well, then you're a friend of mine. He pats you brusquely on the shoulder.
And you're a friend of mine too.
Good. Well, you're certainly welcome here, heroes. Heroes, all of you, I say. Let's give 3 cheers for the heroes of Edlin Home. There's no one else in the place but you guys. No one else. Except a drunk, sleepy guy in the corner.
Right. All parts of Carrot Hill's plan.
What do you guys want to do?
Voldus, did the Wheelers mention anything about...
Yes, your bravery with the bow. Mentioned something about some sort of kitchen snafu. I wasn't quite sure of the details.
Oh, there's nothing important there.
Oh, okay.
We had trouble getting them out of the house. They were adamant about staying.
What's your plan next,
So
boys?
we may or may not have killed one another.
Should we tell him about the map that we have?
I was about to pull Xander aside and ask him that very same question.
I'm very good at being stealthy in front of people.
We could mention the Swamp Witch and see if he knows any.
Yeah, let's maybe...
We hear tell of Swamp Witch.
Or ask him about the gear and armor to the
Let's
northwest.
keep the treasure to ourselves.
Let's stick with the Swamp Witch. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
Boldus, here's your beer. Also, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I'll pull out the map. Do you know who the Swamp Witch is? Oh, I just showed him the map. It's got the notes on it.
He takes this map.
It's awesome.
I don't know of a swamp witch, but I have heard some tales of a witch out around town. Didn't think it was anywhere near here, though. I heard a story about a witch that was trying to take away lonely travelers. I've heard a witch that would catch young children out past dark. That rumor's been going around for the last year or so.
Was it Witch or Jix?
Which
Different persona from a different season.
that's all I've heard of it, but yeah, why? Where'd you get this map from?
It's something we found. It was while we were. It doesn't matter. I'll just take that back.
He hands it back.
It came from the gnome.
Son of a Carol.
He already saw the map. Anyways,
We got a couple things we're gonna look at. We're gonna check out just to make sure the area around Edlin Home is safe and sound.
Well, I'll certainly pass along word of your exploits. You've done Bottom Hill and Edlin Home proud.
Thank you, sir.
what will happen with the Malin farm?
I will figure out what kind of next of kin they may have. I'll talk to the Wheelers and the Roots once they're more situated, and we'll figure out what happens to the farm.
Perhaps we could keep that part of the country under the protection of Edlin Home for a while.
I think we just did.
I think they'd be happy to hear.
Dun, dun, dun.
Zone of control is extended 1 hex.
Next time.
Well, to you. And he drinks heavily, slams his tankard down, and heads out.
So are we gonna head out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't tell my dad.
If Portner knows I came back into town without talking to him, he's going to be really pissed at me.
We were never here.
You guys gonna rest for the night?
I want to go to Queen Lee's Pottery and Medicine.
Okay. You go to her place, and you knock upon the door. What is it? We're closed.
Or when do you open again? It's Ignal
Oh,
from the Thankful Lodge.
hold on. Let me put something on respectable. And you hear something get knocked over, something break, and then a lock.
What time of day is it?
It's nighttime. You guys.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was
No,
in the
you
middle
guys-
of the day.
nighttime. She
I'll-
opens up the door.
Okay.
She has some very thin robe just clutched around her. This is Queen Lee's shop. It is known primarily for her being able to do some medicine. She's like the town surgeon, if
Yeah.
you will. But she also has a whole bunch of pottery, and she tries to sell that at the same time. So come in.
I'm sorry to call so late. I just
Mr. Heavybringer, you can come in anytime.
Ho ho!
It's never too late.
Very good.
She closes the door and locks it. So what brings you
And the
here?
robe.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was-
don't mind Lloyd. And there's a cat purring at your face.
Oh, Lloyd, he's my favorite little kitty. And I give the cat a couple scratches.
All right.
I was hoping to
Another cat comes up and tries to get scratched.
get scratches
Oh,
from
you
that
gotta
cat.
give Charles the scratches
Yeah.
too.
I was hoping to get a couple healing potions from you.
Oh, I think I might have some. She goes into the back, picks up a third cat out and puts it on a table. Let's see, I do have some potions. I have some elixir of life I could sell. I have a few of those at 4 gold pieces each.
What do those do?
Those heal a body in an emergency, and I even have a much more powerful one for only 50 gold.
Can I get 2 of the regular ones? I'm a little light to. I'll come back though and buy that the nice one.
I also have one that can help with disease and another that can help with poison.
Ooh.
Also 4 gold if you're interested.
How about I'll take one? I'll just take two of the healing potions.
Of
please.
course. She gets you the potion. She puts them into a small little sack. She has to take a 4th cat and push it out of the way. Oh, little Spatch likes to get into all sorts of things. Do you like to get into all sorts of little things?
Sometimes. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like in the store?
Well,
Perhaps you'd like to get into one of my pots over here?
Wow.
I don't think I'll fit.
Well, I mean, no, you could buy. I'll throw in one of these wonderful little flower pots just for free
Oh, okay. Very good.
for you.
Thank you so much, Queenly. Well, I'll let you get back to it. It's late, and
Oh, it's not that late.
I gotta get up right at first light.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Well,
I don't have any time for fun right now. Maybe later though, another time.
All right. Don't let Boops out. She points to the fifth cat that's waiting by the door.
Boops. Boops, my second favorite.
And she opens up the door and lightly touches your shoulder on the way out.
Okay.
Oh, it's cold outside, isn't it?
It is. You better get the door shut. You don't want
all
Boops
right.
to get out.
Have a good night.
You too.
She slowly closes the door.
Yeah.
You've seen one Boops, you've seen them both.
All right, you have a couple potions
I do.
and a very small little flower vase.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal a flower on my way back.
Okay.
I pass Iggy as he's walking back towards the Thankful Lodge, and hey, I'm just going over to Queenly's. What you up to?
Just taking a little stroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have a great night.
You too, sir.
Knock, knock,
Say
knock.
hello to the cats for me.
I love cats, especially Boops.
You knock on her door?
Oh, Queenie!
Who is it?
It's Idrisil.
Idrisil the elf.
That's right.
We're closed.
Gracious tag.
The lights go off.
Idrisil frowns and walks away.
All right.
Those elixirs of life, can you tell me a story about them?
Once upon a time.
Yes.
The elixirs of life. Geez. Jix
Want me to tell a story about
Jix could tell you
Yeah.
all about those.
They accelerate the body's natural healing process and immune system. Upon drinking this elixir, you regain the listed number of hit points, which is 1d6.
You gain 1d6 hit points.
And gain an item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes, which is +1.
So +1 bonus to diseases and poisons for 10 minutes. You have 2 of those.
Pretty swanky.
You guys resting for the night? Anything else you want to do? Okay, you guys rest. It is morning time. You have gotten rid of your wounded level then, Iggy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys meet up, and where are you headed? I don't know where you're
Are
going.
we going to the Swamp Witch?
No, the
Where are
gear,
we going?
I think
which I am not 100% convinced isn't going to be like a clock gear.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was kind of feeling that a little bit too, because
Yeah.
he was talking about the slaves that help with the gear, right? That was in the notes.
Right?
Yeah, wretched slaves for all that I need for the gear piece. So, yeah. Do you guys want to go to the gear?
Yeah.
What was the stone that he needs?
You need
Need
stones for the
stones
tower.
To build
the
this tower. I don't
I
think
think
that
he's,
was
gonna,
that
he's
important.
building
No
a clock
magical-
tower of some sort.
I mean, that might have something to do with why he needs the gears, but
Oh,
There just seems to
look
be
at you
a lot of
guys
steps.
tying all that in together. Wow.
Yeah, we're way wrong, but
I just thought since it said stone singular that maybe it's like a magical stone, but if it's just rocks, then who cares?
well, he wants the ring, right? The ring doesn't have magic in it anymore.
I
But
think everybody wants the ring. That's the whole plot of those movies, isn't it?
13 hours of my life, I'll never get back.
So yeah, to the gear treasure, right?
We're going to try and follow the rough location of the map to the northwest. Xander, you leave.
Now I'm questioning that. Now I'm thinking we should go talk to the Swamp Witch.
I completely believe that you're questioning us the entire time that we're walking. I don't know if this is the right way. I listened to Carahel, and she didn't say that this was the thing I wanted to do.
I think we forgot to pray.
Before you do, Xander, you have not caught up with him yet. You got harassed by your father too. There's work to be done. There's a new
Trying to be
shipment coming
I
in.
was keeping myself so quiet. I was trying to make sure that didn't happen.
I know. You do a little bit of work and then you race out the door. And as you're racing around the pond to meet your friends outside the lodge on the other side of the pond here at Edlin Home, it's in the cold morning. You see a young, handsome man. I'd say young, an older boy.
I thought I was with the other party.
No. A young man, handsome, with a nice haircut, with a couple of his sisters. You know him as Jepper Valage.
Fucking Jepper.
He and his family are somewhat new to town, well-to-do, and he sees you across the street, and he says, "Hey, gnome!
People eye, Jepper.
Hey, my father's throwing the best, biggest party in town not too long from now. Have you got your invitation?"
No, I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure you didn't, because he's not going to give one to a gnome like you, idiot.
There are all sorts of consequences that happen to people with you and your kind of smiles, Jepper.
The girls look mortified. He's still
Nailed it.
smiling.
Just, you could possibly accidentally get stabbed by an icicle when it falls sometime. If you did, you wouldn't know. No one would know because it would melt. And then you would be dead with a big hole in your chest and no one knows how you died.
What's he saying? Huh? Yeah, well, at least all the buttons on my trousers are done, you goofball.
What the? Oh.
And they walk away.
Were they close enough for us to see this interaction?
They were not, I'm afraid. Xander, will you want to catch up to your friends or
Boys thing or
launch an assault?
Columbo?
Is this they are walking away from his back is turned?
Yes.
I wonder if Xander's having as good a morning as we are.
I make my hand glow green. Okay. A little toss, and I stare at him, and it winks out.
All right.
And I feel just like Iggy completely demoralized me.
Yeah.
And I walk towards them.
It is morning outside the
Shit,
lodge. The four of you see Xander come up, look a little defeated as he's buttoning up his trousers. Yeah.
Are you just getting dressed?
I missed one. It's fine.
That's all right. It happens to me all the time.
You don't want to let Japper see you like that.
That's good advice. Good advice.
A single tear comes from.
All right. You guys head out of Edlin home and make your way on this rough, crudish map, trying to follow it towards where again? What's the
I believe we're going north.
Swamp Witch.
Northwest.
No.
and northwest towards the face symbols.
Past
The face symbols.
that's past
Figures.
Bottom Hill, yeah.
All right, got it.
Up.
You guys head out on the road. You travel several hours, then you head off the road and start making your way just not too far away from Bottom Hill. You can barely see it now off to the southwest. You are climbing over cold, sweeping hills. The wind again blasts across them. You are traveling for, if it's to scale, it's hard to know because there's not a scale really. You hopefully you're not going to traverse the entire continent, but you keep going. It is the end of the afternoon and it's starting to get dark and it's camp time. And who is leading us? Killian with the survival? I will make a survival roll for you. What is your survival?
+7.
All right. You have +7. Got it. You are feeling confident, Killian, of where you need to go. Based on some really crude drawings and some little line. You think there's a little river where you might be able to identify things.
Sure.
You think, though, it's at least another day out.
Okay.
And you guys set up camp. Anything unusual for camp? Iggy, you're looking like you got something on your mind.
I should have asked this, but I got my armor back and it's just back to normal.
It is
now,
back
right?
to normal.
Okay.
It doesn't look good, but it's back to normal.
Anybody want some carnitas? That's pork.
It's boring me.
I don't know the Elven for pork. I'm sorry.
It's not carnitas, I assure you. Por favor. It's a whole Hispanic elven culture.
We're trying to be inclusive in the society.
It's poor.
I should add that to my languages.
That's appropriation.
I cast appropriation.
-2 to say.
All right. You guys camp that night. You have no encounter, although Xander, while you are doing your watch in the middle of the night, it is cold. You have your cloak pulled tight around you. You're shivering. You're listening for anything other than the wind going through the bushes around you. You hear far off in the distance this loud, bestial squawk-like noise echoing across the hill.
Based on the sound, do I think it's close or do you think it's far?
Far.
Very, very far. Okay. I won't detect anything from it.
Did you say it's a more of a roar or a growl?
He said
Squawk.
Squawk.
Bestial squawk. Large one.
Squawk.
Can I make a roll to see if I recognize it?
Yeah, I have to make the roll for you.
All right.
Shoot, I'm just gonna have to tell you because it's a natural one. You have no. You
That's terrifying.
start mimicking the squawk loudly to try to communicate with them.
Shut up! We're trying to sleep.
This is exactly what I would do. This is correct.
Can I do a nature roll to try to detect what he's doing? To see if
You can make a nature roll -2. We're playing that
It's a
chain
15?
game. A 15.
What does a gnome do when he sleeps? Squawking. What does that mean?
He is making some sort of bird or reptilian sound. You can't identify which.
Wow!
He's trying to communicate with this beast, but you're not sure if it's night terrors or what's going on.
that could be Jix while he's napping. Or
It's actually you just see motion underneath his cloak and he's half naked. Oh dear. All right. Nothing unusual other than that happens the rest of the night. It is the next day. You guys continue.
pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You continue your trek. It is around noon with the sun overhead when all of you may make a perception roll.
I'm gonna go -1 since I didn't get any sleep last night.
I slept really good.
12.
21.
Ooh.
20.
9.
It's a 17 with my -1.
All right. Killian and Xander, you guys both kind of look off in the distance and tap on each other's shoulder, realizing you're both also pointing at the same spot. You can see about a mile away on these sparsely tree-covered hills. Up in the air is a flying creature, dragon-like, small in size.
Is there any cover nearby?
There are little collections of trees here and there, maybe every 100 feet. There's
Everyone
three-
quick. And then Killian will kind of lead the party to a tree.
to a single clump of trees.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Holy poop, that guy was right.
You head over to those trees. Ignal, you look and start following them. You look, you see there are actually two of them flying very close to each other. Two of these creatures.
Two of them.
He said there was 2 of them. Shh.
Make an attack roll on Xander. You guys are all gathered around these trees. You see these creatures are flying in the opposite direction in a parallel-like course.
Opposite.
From us.
Yeah,
They're flying
they're a
away
mile
from
away,
us.
parallel, going in the opposite direction. So they're a beam
Heading
if
away
you
from
will,
us.
heading away. Yeah, yeah.
okay. Oh, wait for them to kind of get out of sight, and then we'll.
They fly around.
I want to see like what they're if it's territory they're covering, or if they're actually just leaving.
Is it a straight line that they're traveling in?
It is not. They circle around a bit. One of them stops and starts to do a slow circle. The other one circles where it's at. And these are, again, dragon-like. They have a bluish color you can see from this distance, and occasionally there's a bit of a sheeny sparkle to them. And they have no forearms, though, just strong, powerful rear arms. And they make a squawking noise. The one that's furthest away makes a squawking noise. That is the sound you heard Xander last night. And then the other one catches up to it, and the two of them fly away.
Where they were circling, does that seem to have any, like, is it a clearing? Is it?
You can't see it from here.
Can we make a mental mark of where it was likely
Sure
at?
can, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And we're headed that way, right?
Sure.
Okay.
You,
Idrisil is going to stay in the tree line, so because I'm a woodland elf, so just in case I need to take cover in an instant, but still kind of walking on the path.
There's no path. You guys are in the hills, and it's just a small clump of trees, and then 100 feet, one tree, and another. And it's very sporadic trees.
So he's tiptoeing from tree to tree.
I'm just trying to jump from. I'm pouncing like a cat from tree to tree.
All right, you guys head.
Keep telling yourself that.
You guys head out further along the hills. As you walk, it is a few hours later, 3 or 4 o'clock. And you can see off in the distance the river that Killian, you had saw on the map, and you believe you are very close. The river should pass by these weird face symbols. You're not quite sure what those are supposed to represent. You're trying to think what that means navigationally or magically, and nothing has come to mind. You do see up ahead, there is this valley that the river is flowing down into. It's very a small river, not a wide one at all. And the valley and the river itself descends down into a canyon, a rather deep one.
Okay.
Is this about the area where the flying things were?
Negative.
No.
So the canyon, canyon-wise, is there like still shoreline down there? Is it just?
Is it a grand canyon?
It is not a grand canyon.
Mediocre
is it
canyon?
like a thin? Basically, can we be down there with the water,
Yes.
or do we need to stay up above?
It is the river is small. It does not dominate that space.
And if we don't go down into the canyon now,
Yep.
how far? Like, what's the height of the canyon looking forward?
It's kind of like almost a big plateau that'll end in a cliff, like a mile or two away from you. So if you want to skirt around it, you're going to add a lot of time for sure.
Okay. Has it rained recently?
No.
Okay. I guess. Do we want to get in the canyon?
Yeah.
It seems to be the path.
And what do those faces mean, I wonder?
I didn't know.
Hopefully we'll know it when we see it.
I've been trying to discern it, but I can't come up with anything.
Oh, I have a guess.
Yes.
Every other time I've seen faces before, one happy, one sad, it's usually a theater. It's something you can do together.
Okay, so
Gnomes do a
we'll
lot of
keep
things.
on
No, it's really interesting.
You leave him talking.
I'm just keep following behind him. Like, you do puppets. It's back and forth. It's a lot.
You guys head down into
an
this
improv troupe and-
you head down into this valley, and you follow along this river, and then the river starts to descend down into this ravine, which then becomes a slightly deeper canyon. And as you do so, all of you can make
Theater appears.
all of you can make perception rolls again, please. One more time.
21.
Yes, was that the same one you rolled before?
24.
Wow.
17.
9.
22.
13.
Okay. Killian, as you're descending down in, you can see there is some strange structure in the darkness of the canyon about a half mile ahead that you can't make out. It just doesn't look natural like the rest of the canyon. And the canyon itself is mostly still just dirt with some shrubs sticking out of it. Iggy, you see beyond the canyon as you guys are just starting to descend into it, beyond the canyon and beyond that almost mile-long flat plateau to a cliff, if that makes any sense, that the canyon's piercing through. Beyond, in the big bowl of this valley, there is a tower off in the distance.
Okay.
That's beyond the canyon.
I'll point if you look right there, there's something unnatural.
Yeah, it's about a half mile down inside the canyon on the
About the half mile.
Also, you could see there's a tower through there in the valley.
Oh, look at that. Tower indeed.
So you guys want to split up? Some go to the tower and some go to the cave? I think we should go to the structure.
Well,
I walk right past it.
Head down that way.
How deep is it?
are you talking about the tower?
No, the structure that he was talking
Right,
about
yeah.
within the...
Yeah, because we're going to hit that first
Is
anyway.
this river
so-
like getting after? Is this like a fast moving?
Nope.
Does it look particularly deep?
No. You, a normal human could wade through it.
Okay.
So for you,
It's
terrifying.
nightmarish.
For me, I will never cross
Oh,
it.
I'm good. I'm super good with water, so I'm not scared of it.
All right, let's. We're going to keep on heading towards the
Down into the canyon.
Yeah.
And are we gonna have to cross this river to get to that unnatural whatever?
You don't think so at all.
Okay.
5 minutes later, you're having to cross this river, and you have to skirt across it and do a jump and step over here. And I need everyone who is shortish to make a athletics roll, please.
3 out of 5 of our party members.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm like the underwater marauder. I'm like I love the water.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Fuck. 12.
Would you
Okay.
get Marauder?
Jix?
14.
Okay. Jix, you make it across. You get both of your feet very wet, and you are uncomfortable, but you are safely across. And Iggy, you start to go across, and you slip and fall face first onto some hard rocks and are going to be completely ice cold in the water, except a gnomish hand grabs you by the collar
Aw.
and saves you from falling as Xander grabs you and helps throw you a bit further and naturally just jumps across as though this is your natural element, which it is not at all. And you are safely on the other side with the dry dwarf next to you, and you just have this sullen-looking goblin stepping out of the water with soggy boots.
Thank you, Xander.
Everything's coming up, Xander.
Meanwhile, Drusilla and I are just playing knifey dicey on the other side. Wait.
Yeah, I take my boots they were wrapped around my neck. I take them and I just start lacing them back up.
All right.
Because I knew only my feet would get wet.
You guys continue down this canyon. It's 80, 90, 100 feet tall. It's a little narrow. It's darkish in here because the sunlight can't quite get in. There are limited Jawas in this area, but you got your eyes peeled. And up ahead, you see on the right-hand side is a statuesque face carved into the side of the canyon. And that is what you're approaching. It is a face that looks to be a stern face. It is about 25 feet tall. And there is another face next to it that looks to be in agony. And then there is a third face next to that looks to have this devilish smile, but with the furrowed brow.
This doesn't seem to match up to the map at all.
I don't think it's a theater.
They're kind of roundish, chubbyish faces. They don't appear to be, and it's just like the front part of the face. They don't appear to be of one race or another particularly.
Can I make a lore roll to see if there's something that I recognize about it?
Make a society roll for some historical significance.
Okay, Iggy, let's arrange these from first to last.
11.
11, you have no idea.
I have no idea what these are.
Killian will kind of take a look around, see if there's any, like a cave nearby or hidden passages or
Killian, you scramble over the river again. You start looking around and you see there is a cave indeed. And it is inside the mouth of the middle base.
That's kind of creepy. And the other two faces, are there caves in there as well?
There are not, but the middle one with its mouth wide in agony has an open mouth.
It is disconcerting.
Well, I'm going in.
Well, that's terrifying.
I'm with you.
Yay!
All right,
Me
it looks like
and
we're going.
Iggy with the low light vision. We're gonna walk in.
Okay.
And Killian casts a light.
Oh!
Jix has low light vision too.
You have low light vision?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm the only one that doesn't, so cast a light.
Yeah, will you cast a light to my dagger?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Idrisil, you have a dagger with light on it. As you lead the way, you head towards this mouth. It has an odd quality about it, as though you're being swallowed. And as you head in, it's a little eerie. You are trying to be a little on the quiet side as you step in. As you head into the darkness, you have low light vision,
I
right?
do, and a 7 stealth.
Okay. As you step into this mouth with who is next right behind him? Iggy, you were right.
Iggy, yeah.
Idrisil, as you step in, you see a flurry of pale skin and teeth. You are hit with a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh.
Teeth bite down. There is blood. You guys hear Idrisil scream. Idrisil,
I was going to say, how does that sound?
you are hit for 20 points of piercing damage and
Holy
5
Jesus.
points of evil damage.
I am non-conscious.
Idrisil gets brutally chewed up and he stumbles back out into you, Iggy, and the two of you crash to the ground and kind of stumble back out of this mouth. And you find Idrisil limp in your hands. There is no movement that you can see coming out. You're ready, Iggy. Your sword's ready and
Yeah,
nothing comes out.
Drop him on the ground. Killian! And then I draw my sword and I'm ready for something to jump out.
All right, Killian.
Yeah, I will heal Idrisil. I'll cast a heal, healing him for a total of 13.
Idrisil, you shake your head. You groggily start to blink your eyes. You're not sure what the hell just hit you. Iggy, you're waiting. You hear this nasty little breathing sound.
Iggy, wait!
Come and get me.
And you hear some shuffling, and nothing comes out of the mouth.
Wait, Iggy! It was a trap!
What was the trap? There's
Look at
something
me,
in.
I don't know what it was!
There's something in there.
Something powerful, mate!
Here, let me.
Killian's laughing. You getting the heal ready, Killian?
Yeah,
I move past you.
preemptive healing.
Up next to you. And because I have a low light, but I don't know if there's anything I can see. I'm assuming if he can
I have
see,
dark
can't see. He's got
vision.
dark,
You can
right?
see in pure darkness, yeah.
I watch your eyes, and I will cast Burning Hands.
All right. Burning Hands has a 15-foot. You have to get deep in there to get past his vision. He can see 60 feet in. There's nothing there.
Okay.
So you have to go at least 45 feet into the mouth before you can have any effect with that Burning Hands.
I would detect magic first.
No.
Okay.
So I will move next to Iggy, and
All right.
I will detect magic first.
There is nothing within 30 feet of Iggy that is magical, and he still sees nothing 60 feet ahead of him within that mouth.
I'm going to keep going. And I step forward another 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm with them.
All right, the two of them are slowly
Hold on.
stepping in.
Wait. Can we talk about this for a moment?
What do you want? What do you want to talk about?
Well, we should either all go or none.
Well,
I tried that already.
All right, let's just go. Are you in?
I'm in.
The two of them head in. You're doing your detect magic?
Lee, I'm ahead of him, though.
I
Okay.
guess we're all going. Yeah?
All right.
I don't like this.
I don't like it either.
So, Jix, you're waiting outside?
Jix will bring up the rear
Okay.
Prepare to run.
and has a bomb in his hand ready to go.
All right.
Yes. Killian has spear and book out. Actually, you know what? No, I have my spear tucked away.
Okay.
Book.
Killian, you have your book out, your spear down, and you hear Xander give out a scream as Xander, you duck as a mass of weird pale skin and teeth come flying out. You and Iggy. Iggy, you are attacked by this out of nowhere huge violent amount of teeth that bite onto you for a 33 to hit.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I think we're below level for this encounter.
Yeah.
That's a hit, I assume.
Yeah.
Is that a critical?
Yeah. 10 over, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Iggy is chewed up. Blood goes everywhere. You are hit for 30 piercing damage
I'm done.
and 4 evil damage.
30 piercing damage.
Yes.
We've got to get out of here.
And shredded and screams. Xander, you are covered in Iggy's blood. This thing is horrendous. Xander, what would you like to do? Iggy drops, falls back into you. He appears to be motionless. You've got his great sword falls into one hand and Iggy into the other.
Run away.
Yeah, so, oh my god, he just covered in blood? So, the first thing I would do is I'll use my Care Health spell and I will stabilize him.
Okay.
Just to bring him back, because I feel like he's dying.
And then right next to you is just this chomping mass of teeth. You can barely make any
So what's this?
sign of.
Did I see what it looked like before it hit me?
Just that description I gave you. Very vague, fast, extremely fast. And it's still within feet of you, so we're in nanosecond times.
All right, so I could either. I was trying to decide if I should either try to burn at it or do a shield. I'm running away, so I'm gonna start pulling him backwards and go get back.
Okay.
And it's just start dragging him with me.
You start pulling and pulling.
Killian, while everybody's retreating, we'll stand for a moment as long as and we'll just radiate white all around them, and I cast the full positive energy heal.
Okay.
That's the area effect, which will also impact any undead.
All right.
Assuming they're undead, and I will heal everyone 5 hit points of damage.
5 hit points or dealing 5 damage to any undead.
Correct.
Got it. Xander, you pull Iggy out of the mouth, and this mouth in agony now has blood dripping out of its bottom section. That is Iggy's blood. And the two of you who had just started to go in are out of the cave. Nothing chases after you. You hear this strange, heavy breathing inside the cave mouth. And you just see a cozy looking Jix in the rear, just looking kind of like I told you so.
Mm-hmm. So how about that tower up ahead?
I don't want to go into this place again.
Yeah, this is not good.
And well, let's see. And I'm gonna cast another heal.
You also have treat wounds.
Yeah, actually, let's get a safe distance
Yeah. Let's keep going.
away.
Let's head back up the ravine to the tower.
No, that would be
That would be
fair.
further down.
Through the canyon
Yep.
to get to the tower.
Oh, can we avoid this cave to do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
We'll keep
Yeah, we
walking.
just at least cross the river back.
Around.
You guys continue down the canyon for a bit. And once you feel you're sufficiently far away, you were doing something, Killian?
Yeah, we're gonna heal. Gonna treat wounds.
Okay. You can spend 10 minutes and heal that automatically, or you can do an hour and double it on Iggy.
Let's do an hour and double it on
Okay.
Iggy.
Lunch break.
So it's going to be 14 more for
Thank
a
you.
total of 19 hit points total now.
You're bandaged up. You guys spend an hour with Idrisil watching back down the canyon, and there is nothing that follows you. Just see
Tightening
those
my
3
bowstring,
faces.
and
What's your plan?
that was a mistake.
It was not good.
Although surely if we could detect some kind of magic, then we would have a fighting chance. But if we can't even do that,
Wasn't
We have-
magical.
we need to know what we're dealing with.
Something a lot stronger
We
than
need to
all of us.
know what we're dealing with before we go back there. So
Yeah.
the tower might be the best.
Yeah, well,
Xander's standing there still in just abject shock, covered in blood from head to toe. He's just shivering.
It was not a theater. It was not a theater. It was not a theater.
What's your plan? Want to rest some more?
Gonna walk around,
Heading
avoid
to
that
the
area.
tower?
Head to the tower.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have 3 heals total.
Okay.
You guys head
back to
towards
full.
the tower. You leave the canyon behind you. It is bright daylight once again, and you see there is again lots of wide open grass like the Highlands from Scotland. A cold wind is blasting across it. You're feeling very cold. You again keep your cloaks tight. You can see there is this tower up ahead. It looks to be old and covered in grass at the bottom and appears to be weathered but not ruined. It still looks very sturdy. And as you approach, you think for a second there is some sort of second construction to it going on or some sort of collapse, because right next to it, at the top of it, is this conical tower that top roof that's a cylinder that's maybe some bluish stone, and there's an extra one of it on the ground, as though they were ready to make us another one or something along those lines as you approach.
Need stone.
There is a door, and that is on the ground level. As you see, there are a couple windows up. It's about 50 feet tall and then topped by this cone of blue stone.
I'll go up and knock on the door.
All right.
You don't think that guy was trying to take this tower and take it over to the farmers' places, do you?
How do you move a tower?
With slaves.
It's a tower. You can move the rock, you can move the stone. Can't move the whole tower.
One stone at a time.
I don't know. And I pound on the door.
You pound on
Well, I mean, I knock.
Knock
I'm not,
on the
like,
door.
aggressive.
All right. You knock upon the door. There is
Just
no
lightly
answer.
tap.
Yeah.
Just a cold wind that blows.
How high is the door? Or the wall of the tower, I guess.
The tower is 50 feet tall.
What time of day is it?
Let's see. It's getting late in the afternoon this is day 2 of your trek.
I'd like to walk around the structure, see if I can find a way in.
Other than the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kill his. There's a door right here.
Is the door unlocked?
You check. The door is unlocked. There's a weird little push latch, and it does give way. It squeaks a bit.
I open it.
All right.
Anybody home?
As soon as I turn the corner, oh, come on!
The door barely budges, and it appears to be rusted a bit. You'll have to throw your shoulder behind it to get it open. Make an athletics roll, please.
A 23.
23 is good enough. You push and bang and get that door open, and as you do so, a large giant bat comes flying out of that door, comes right at you, but you were on guard with that decent roll, so you get your full armor class to defend, and it is a 15 to hit.
No, sir.
It got weird fangs bite at you as it comes flying by with this loud squeak, and then it flies about 40 feet up, and it is attacking your group. It is Jix. What would you like to do? About 40 feet up is this bat, and it's kind of arcing and turning around, and it seems to be going after this dwarven meal.
I take my sling and I grab a pebble off the ground, and I sling away.
Second action's a ranged attack. Go for it.
That's a 12.
12. Your stone goes wide. You can attack again.
18.
18 is a hit. You smash into the bat's wing.
For 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
2 huge points of damage barely impacts this creature. Idrisil,
Take a couple shots at it.
go for it.
Not 100 prey, mind you. Is a, yeah, that was landed funny. Sorry. Okay, that's a 17.
17. You fire and miss.
Missed one. Gonna shoot another one. Ooh, that's even better. That's a. I'm sorry. That's a 24.
24 is a hit.
2 points of damage.
2 points of damage is minor damage to this. The bat starts to flap and flies away, with this not being worth trouble. It flaps and flies off. Tanner is just having PTSD.
It's not a theater.
Oh my God.
So
We found his phobia.
Death? Imminent death is his weakness.
does it just fly up into like a crevice or just flies away?
No, it's flying off.
Okay.
Far, far away.
All right, Iggy, we got rid of it. Let's go in.
Yeah.
A second. Just kidding. Iggy, you go inside. You see that this bottom floor has been rubbled. It's lots of broken stone, some old broken wooden furniture. It doesn't smell so good with some bat guano around here. There's some animal carcass you can't quite identify that's been used for dinner by this bat. And you can see there is essentially a stairwell along the side that goes up to a floor above. It's about 20 feet up, but only the top 2 stairs are there attached to the side. The rest are gone.
So how far up is that?
It's 20 feet up, but there is some rubble that's kind of there that might make it somewhat approachable.
Can I attempt to throw my grappling hook?
Sure. Make an athletics roll. +2.
If
So
he,
fancy.
I needed that. 15.
15. You throw your grappling hook up. It goes up into the opening where the stairs would go, and it hooks on with a clink.
I'm gonna start climbing.
All right.
I'd like to climb up first, Stiggy, since I'm a bit faster, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I can get up there quicker.
Have at it. Just my rope and my grappling hook. That's all right.
I was going to ask if I could do that first, but you threw it already. I'm just going to throw it first up
Why are you rolling a die?
because I want to.
Idrisil,
I'm just going to...
you're climbing up.
Yep. I'm gonna
All
climb
right.
up.
Idrisil, you start climbing up with ease and climb up the rope to the top, to the second floor. You see the grappling hook is very, very secure. We've got it wedged into some old stone. It's not going anywhere. And find yourself in the floor above, and it appears to be an old, dried up library. There are several bookcases on each side, and the tower is about 50 feet in diameter. And you do a quick scan around, then look back towards your friends to make sure they get the thumbs up that it's good to come up. And you notice something odd. In the center of this library is a small ball of shadows that immediately disperses and explodes across the room like little roaches scurrying in the darkness. And they all fly into and under the bookshelves. And now the library is quiet once again.
Hey, nerds, you're going to love it up here. There's lots of books.
Ooh.
I motion to Jix, you want a lift?
Yes, please.
And I put him on my back and
Oh,
climb
wow.
up.
All right. Clinging
All
to...
Yoda style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clinging to Ignal, the two of you climb up to the top, and you can see this same library. There is a pale, cold light coming in through an open window. There's a bunch of dust. You can see some of the books are so old and have been so exposed they're nothing but dust, and that's where you're at.
Everyone be careful before we go in there. We need to make sure that this magic can't hurt us. There's something exploded as soon as I got up here, and they're all under the shelves.
You didn't say that before we climbed up here.
It's more fun this way.
Jix wants to see if there's any old alchemy books.
All right.
Xander's gonna start climbing. It's a magic hand boss.
Do you need a lift? And
Yes,
he'll
please.
give him offer him a.
Oh, aren't you going to put it on your back and try and get it? All right. I need Jix the Goblin Alchemist to make a reflex saving throw.
Yeah, I can do that.
Go for it.
That's a 27.
That is a reflex saving throw.
You duck as a book comes flying out of one of the bookshelves, and it hits you, but you block it with your forearm and take no damage from it whatsoever. It hits the ground. The pages kind of crumple, but the binding is still there. And it's almost like a weird little poltergeist-like effect of this book just flew out and smacked you.
Holy shit, did you guys see that? This book attacked me.
Now books are attacking you.
Did it hurt you?
Well, no, it's just a book.
Stop whinging.
Jix, you hold this book again. It's almost crumbling in your hands. However, you are able to make note of the title of the book. It is entitled Heroes of a Sky-Colored Sun.
Heroes of a Sky-Colored Sun.
Correct. Xander, you are up top. You are now here in this library, and you see Jix is in the middle holding this weird crumbling tome in his hand.
Killian also climbs up.
Killian, you were the last one up. You're there. Everyone's there.
Neat.
Hey, just be careful now, little guy. The books seem to have a mind of their own.
Xander, make a reflex saving throw.
The what? That's it's a 7.
7, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as a book smacks you upside the
See what I mean?
head. It falls to the ground. This book is entitled No Honor Among Thieves.
Ow!
Why are you dorks getting hit by books?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Killian will divine lance into the just the general bookshelf area.
All right. You divine lance. There's a whitish lance attack. Boom.
Yeah.
Dozens of books are evaporated in their horrible
books are evil?
condition. No, just the impact of it all.
Hey there, take it easy.
And
Hell hates books.
you see a coalescence of shadow from several other bookshelves quickly follow to the ground and whip up and start swirling around right where you impacted.
Can I divine lance that?
You can.
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh god.
Make an attack.
Oh.
10. You throw your lance with magic, and the ballish sphere, it's about maybe beach ball size of slightly twirling shadows, dodges nimbly to the right. The impact hits more bookshelves and explodes more books. And you need to make a reflex saving throw, Killian, as a book comes flying out from the bookshelf from behind you.
That's probably going to be a fail. Reflex. Yeah, 7.
7, you are hit for 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you are hit in the thigh. And this book also has a title. It is named The 3 Trials of the Noble Aetonius. You are hit in the butt. You look around, there's nothing there, and you look back at the shadowy ball as you prepare another divine lance, and the shadowy ball speaks. It says, "Why do you do that? You shouldn't do that."
Why do you throw books at us? Why are you trying to injure us?
"Why are you here? You shouldn't be here."
You shouldn't be here. What are you?
It comes flying over towards you, Killian, right up to your face, and then flies over towards Xander right up to your face. and then flying right over to Jix, right up to your face.
Jix just smiles and waves.
It replicates your face like the abyss. No, it doesn't. It's kind of just hovers there gently.
What are you?
I am the keeper. What are you?
I am a wayfarer of Carahel.
I am a seeker of knowledge of Azamir.
Yes! I got it.
I am the walrus.
I wasn't even waiting to fit that one in.
Days I've been waiting to say it.
This place is not for you. You will steal. You are thieves.
Knowledge cannot be stolen, only shared.
Make a reflex saving throw as another book comes flying by.
Again, 27.
Man, that one goes flying by, completely misses you, and shatters against the far wall.
It is trying to share knowledge with you.
Why are you destroying the books?
You have not answered my question.
I'm Jex.
Oh, I know this one. Here. And I pull out the map, the one that got us here. For knowledge to be shared, we must give and receive. Huh? So we're here to give knowledge to you, in part for you sharing with us. As the keeper, you would understand this.
He says, crossing his fingers mightily.
Sounds good.
That is silly.
Idrisil would like to stealthily pick up one of the books behind him
Okay,
and just hold it behind his back.
make a thievery roll.
Oh, God. It just said we were going to steal, and
it's
then
just
we were like,
proving it
no, we're trying to...
That's a 20 unnatural.
Okay, and total of 20. It does not notice you stealing the book.
Oh, God.
I throw the book at it.
Okay, make a ranged attack. Your normal +7.
26.
Okay, you throw the book. You hit the shadowy creature sphere, and it breaks apart into lots of shadows and flies underneath all the different bookshelves in many different pieces. You can still hear its voice, though. You shouldn't do that.
Come back out here, keeper.
Yeah, what are you so afraid of?
Also, what are you keeping?
Keeping you thieves out.
We're not here to steal.
You are violent.
Out of where?
We?
Why you're throwing books? Well, not at me, because I don't
Make
give
a reflex saving throw.
14.
14. You are fine. You do not take damage. You step on the book as it goes flying by and stop it from hitting you.
That wasn't very nice. Come back out here,
He does not.
coward.
Ooh, he appears. The ball coalesces again of slightly twirling shadows. You threaten and you attack.
No, but, well, you had a book thrown at you. We've thrown books at all of us, so we haven't done anything you haven't done. We're not here to steal.
You have not answered my question.
What was your question?
Yeah.
Why are you here, if not to steal?
Should we tell her we seek the gear? Should we tell it
Yeah,
that?
tell him it.
We seek the gear!
He says, crossing his fingers desperately again. That makes sense. For what purpose, though, do you seek the gear?
Xander.
The purpose of the gear is unknown to us, but we need to make sure it is safe for the people of the land. We are the defenders of Edlin Home.
He moves his fingers again. I have allowed one defender past before. I can see letting another again.
Just one?
and the right wall starts to change shape and stones start to move out, and it replicates the same curved-ish stairs just like you saw below, but they move out as almost like mechanical, like from the wall, one at a time, taking shape, and you have these little beams of stone that essentially that come out that make steps to go up to another level.
Thank you. And I will start heading towards the stairs.
Beware the brass, little gnome.
Sounds important. Should I?
Thank you, keeper.
May we all pass. We're together.
We're with this party.
With the gnome.
With a +4.
He says, you may pass, though I do not know if you will all return.
That's the appropriate little jig laugh. Oh, it's working out. Great. I will start ascending the steps.
You walk up the steps.
If just he goes, will he come back?
Time will tell.
Okay, we should probably all go.
Yeah, for sure.
So you all follow him?
Yeah.
All right. Jix, you're trailing in the rear.
I am.
You see the sphere kind of follows you slightly up the steps, but then waits at the bottom step, and as though it's just watching you go up. And as you, Jix, climb up, each step you take, the previous step disappears back into the wall.
Gotcha.
Jix, you arrive on the next floor up and see your friends are there. And in this third floor, it is moderately dark. There is a cracked window with very little glass with light coming in that shines upon a single stone pedestal that pretty much is almost the only thing in this room. And upon this pedestal is some sort of small collection of objects. On the floor next to this lit up pedestal of light coming through the window is a suit of armor with a skeletal hand coming out between the glove and the forearm piece of the armor, and a weapon that was holding. And the last thing you see, Jix, right next to everyone, is an old wooden chest. Looks sturdy, looks heavy, and it has a name painted on it that says Spiders.
That's a weird name for a chest. Wonder what's in that.
Hey,
Jix, do not open that.
Everyone remember, the orb thing was very precautious about people stealing things. So
Yes.
let's examine everything, but don't steal anything yet.
What was
Kill
the
it and
weapon
staring
on
at
the
Jix.
ground?
Jix.
Oh, it was the longsword.
And also, is there any brass anywhere around that we can see?
You see possibly on that pedestal, the little objects.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach the pedestal.
Okay. You approach the pedestal, you're about maybe 12 feet away from the pedestal, and you see there are 3 keys on that pedestal.
Can I reach out and grab the middle one?
Wait.
You should probably identify what they're
are
made of.
These
first.
keys, yeah.
There are 3 keys on there, and Xander, you're doing detect magic, is that right?
I'm doing detect magic.
Okay.
He like slaps my hand.
There it is. They are magical indeed. They're detecting magic from that area, and they are colored blue, they are colored white, and they are colored red.
Very patriotic.
That's true.
Depends
love
on
the French.
what nation you're in flag you're talking about.
Italians, obviously.
That's green, white, and red.
Just
I'm a
looking
gnome,
at the
and you don't need to judge me.
chest. Is there a keyhole in the chest?
Nope, just a big fat latch.
Okay.
What's the latch made out of?
Metal?
Checking
anything metal.
for brass.
Iron?
Is there a trumpet anywhere that I can see?
Iron.
3 keys. Blue, white.
I want to kick that sword across the room.
Okay. You step over towards that suit of armor, kick the sword out. The sword goes sliding across the room, spinning. The gauntlet comes off, revealing a skeletal hand of some poor soul who perished here.
Okay.
You suppose this is a previous guardian that he let through?
Or somebody else. Yeah. The
defender.
Yeah.
The defender is.
Hey, Orb, is this the guy? He can't hear me.
Keys. Why would there be keys? For the chest?
No, the chest isn't locked. There's no keyhole.
Killian kinda
Jix
walks
wants to
around
look
the
around the room.
All right.
Nah.
Killian and Jix look around the room, going in opposite circle ends.
Because we just keep staring at the pedestal.
Yeah.
Spit shine.
Looking up, is there another floor? Or are we on the top?
You guesstimate there is more above.
Okay.
Jix and Killian, you guys meet at the other side of this room, and
But what did you find?
you can see there is a small keyhole lightly hidden in one of the walls.
Will we look at that? A keyhole in this wall, hidden.
Jix just walks away.
Hey guys, come here. Check out the keyhole hidden in the wall.
Idrisil, you wanted to touch one of these keys?
Yeah, I want to go for the middle one.
Okay, what's the middle one?
I can't heal death.
I wasn't sure if you said they were, each of them were the 3 colors, or if each one was one color.
One of each color.
Okay, I'll go for the white one if you said that's in the middle.
Yep. You reach out and your hand pierces the light coming through the window that cascades across the pedestal. You touch with your naked fingers elven skin on the metal of the key, the white key, and you pull the key off the pedestal and hold it in your hand and see 4 people looking at you intently for no reason.
Oh.
You want to stick it in this keyhole here?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Who, Queenie?
It never works. I never get a good one of you
You
guys.
wish.
I'm gonna stick my white key inside of this dark keyhole.
It's like a little bit of lipstick, red lip.
Just on the tip.
Just the tip.
I'm gonna do it gently but firmly, and I'm gonna twist clockwise.
All right. You do so. There is a tremendous blast of electrical current that
John.
zaps that key. I need you to make a fortitude saving throw.
What should
please.
bloody do? That's a 16.
A 6 total?
16.
Oh, huge difference.
Yes.
You take 5 points of electrical damage as he is zapped.
And that's all that happens.
That's all that happens.
It's not this one. And I go put the key back.
Okay. He puts the key back.
Ooh.
I think it's the blue one.
Okay, the blue one.
I'll take the blue one.
All right.
The
You
pedestal.
touch the blue one. Nothing happens when you touch it.
And I walk over to the keyhole and punch it in.
You punch it in,
Oh,
you
God.
turn it clockwise, and you hear a click. And stone starts to separate, and there is some sort of little compartment beyond.
Should listen to the dwarf more often.
dickheads. And I walk through.
All right.
You had a 50-50 chance.
I made the puzzles a little easier.
I loosened it for you, okay?
The door starts to part open a little bit, and you part it open, and there's almost like a small closet beyond Iggy, and you push. It's a little dusty, and it's not a closet. It is a small area that allows a ladder to exist that goes up to the next floor.
Is there a ladder?
There is. I guess I was not specific about that.
You just said there was an area that would allow for us, so I didn't know if I had to drop down.
Goodness.
I go,
I'm going up.
and I start climbing.
Okay.
I'm right after.
follow.
I'm right
Yeah.
behind him.
Okay, doing nothing at all with the armored corpse or its longsword or the chest. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'd like to take the van braces, the arm plates,
Okay.
and just that.
Thought you said don't steal.
I'm just borrowing it for now. We don't know what's up there.
Okay. You
And
take.
this little skeleton hand falls out.
Yep. You take it. It's old. You're not sure how much protection it gives, but you have it, and you follow the rest of the group up. And you guys are now.
Joey, did you have something to say?
No, I mean, we're going up right now. I'm not going to.
I'm going up if you want to fool around with something.
come on now. If one of us goes, we all need to go. I'm not going to loiter around.
You
and,
want to open that chest,
play with my
Jillian?
longsword by myself.
If we're separated by vanishing stairs, that's one thing. A ladder that's there. I think we could, two of us. Could.
No, we.
Do you want to open that chest?
Oh, God, no.
It says spiders.
I know.
Maybe they're friendly spiders.
Hey, bats are bad enough. Let's keep away from spiders.
No bats. No bats.
Well, let's go up and
Okay.
then let's see what happens.
We'll have to come back down eventually, right?
Hopefully that skeleton doesn't lock the door behind us.
There is a door in front of you, Iggy. You press upon it, and it opens up with a big squeak, and it is a narrow brass door. You hear some strange sound behind you. And in front of you, you see you have arrived at the top of the tower.
Wait, he went through the brass door?
No, he opened the brass door.
Oh, God. You should have mentioned it was brass before you.
He didn't. It was, he can't tell in dark vision. It's black and white.
Yeah.
And it's the top. We're like outside.
You are at the top floor of the tower. As you part open the doors, you see this top floor is littered with chunks and pieces of brass parts that have been smashed or destroyed, or little cogs, little gear pieces, and they just litter the floor all over the place. At the far side of this top tower section is an open balcony that looks out with a huge drop. There is a large lever in the center of the room, and as you see that lever, a chunk of brass comes flying out of the debris, flies in front of that lever, and another chunk and another chunk and another chunk, almost like Iron Man suits coming together, and it forms the shape of a vaguely humanoid person that then stamps down this brass piece of automaton with a sharpish glaive-like weapon of all sorts of different pieces come together in its hand, that it hammers down into the ground and takes almost a squat defensive position.
There's a big metal monster. Get up here.
I'm right behind him with my,
new treasure around his wrists.
I've got a couple of
Everyone's there in this small little space.
van braces on.
I'll approach it.
Okay. Iggy, as you approach, two interesting things happen. One, the strange construct rises up and immediately starts bolting straight at you like a T-1000, just super speed. And two, did I say two things?
Yeah.
Because there's three. Two, as you notice, as it does this, slightly off kilter behind it is a second actual copy of this thing. There are two of these creations charging towards you, absolutely barreling down on you full speed. And three, the entire door that you've just stepped through is slowly starting to close.
Spread out.
You are all behind him inside the small little chamber. He has just stepped into the major chamber.
So we all need to rush in.
Or we
We're
need to
gonna
get
help
out. Yeah, we either need to go in or out. Make a decision fast.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying here.
Afraid you were gonna.
You want us to go with you?
All right.
Look,
Yeah,
your choice.
we all come in.
Jix rushes in.
All right, Jix rushes in.
Chick's in the rear, so if he's rushing in, we're all be push.
I was gonna say before that happens, if someone wants to run down and throw some of the pieces of armor up, I can, put the
I don't
rest
think we
on.
have
and-
time for that.
I think we do, but all right.
You have seconds before this thing is upon Iggy. All right, everyone comes in behind
How
you.
long before the doors closed?
10
Just
seconds.
brass. We could break those down if we have to.
10 seconds,
I'm
the
in.
doors will come
Soft
closed.
metal.
I'm in, sword drawn.
The rest of you are inside. Iggy, you have your sword ready. These two machines come racing right towards you, and we will stop there for tonight.
All right.
Our heroes took down Vargalos, the weird gnome, in a challenging battle. They found a map on the gnome that mentioned someone called the Broken Slaver, as well as possible treasure just a few days' travel away. They entered an old tower and ran into a being calling itself the Keeper. Proving themselves worthy to enter, the heroes reached the top of the tower to find the final chamber covered in brass debris, as well as 2 brass guardians charging right at. Thank you to Chris, Seth, Alistair, Jeremy, Tim, and everyone who helped make this production possible, including our sponsor, the Fantasy Grounds Virtual Tabletop. And thanks to you, our listeners, for joining us on our adventures. If you'd like to help out the show, check out patreon.com/ingloriousbards. Support given through Patreon helps keep the show running and gets you access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content, including character creation and after-show recordings for each episode, character sheets, and high-resolution maps. What the heck is this gear the players hope to find at the tower, and what was that horrific creature in the cave within the chasm? Until next time.